Domboti. His screamless the stadium was like for the general lifting up trophies. Stephen Odo was orchestrating the game. The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the heroes of today. Do you know the Ghana Premier League?
No, Dad.
It's our game, it's our pride. And you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time. We are here to bring you nothing but the best when it comes to association football at the Ghana Premier League level. This afternoon at the Swedru Sports Stadium, all action stations will be centered upon a game that will see 12th place Nations Football Club take on bottom of the table 11 Wonders. A lot of people believe that 11 Wonders gave up too early, but I can also tell you for a fact that speaking in football terms, the season has not been the best for most of the teams, if not all of them. This afternoon, we'll see whether 11 Wonders can bounce back to some form of glory at the Swedru Sports Stadium at the expense of Nations Football Club. Nations Football Club are yet to win an away game. The last time they did that was May last year, and so we're also looking forward to see whether they can change the tide against a team 11 Wonders that are on the longest losing spree as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. Once again, you're welcome. My guests in the studio are ready to share their expertise and their thoughts with us. And so let's welcome Nana Edu and, of course, to the far end, the man called Blackgate. Okay, I'm going to be asking him the relationship between Blackgate, black shirt, black glasses. Anyway, viewers, once again, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time. And we'll zoom straight into the talking pointers. But first, we will be taking a look at what really the package is in terms of the fixtures for the Ghana Premier League. We are dovetailing closer and closer towards the end of the season, and the matches are getting a lot more cagier by the weeks. And so 11 Wonders will be kickstarting the match week for us against Nations FC. Then on Sunday at the Baba Yara Stadium, Kumasi Asante Kotoko would welcome Vision FC. There's a tough game back at the Swedru Sports Stadium where regular house or landlords, Swedru All Blacks, will dare the might of league leaders, Medeama Sporting Club. Dreams FC will be at home against Swedru against Medeama. Dreams FC would be at home against Adriana Football Club, while Heart of Lions travel away to take on Baseke Holy Stars. Hohoe United, what a torrid season they've had, and they're not lying too well on the league log. They take on FC Samatex 1996. Whilst Break Home Chelsea return home after picking up a point against Accra Hearts of Oak, they welcome Young Apostles. It will be a cliffhanger between Bibiani Gold Stars and Accra Hearts of Oak, who are going neck to neck on the league log. And then we will see Bechem United and Karela United sort things out at the Nana Fosu Jiabo Park in Bechem. So these are the fixtures lined up for match week 24. The results and the league table are going neck to neck, head to head, hand to hand. And so it will be prudent to also take a look at what will happen should things go wrong or right. But if we can also take a look at the league table so that we have a fair idea of what we're talking about in terms of the positives and the negatives. Here we go. So Mediama Sporting Club have 45 points, but 3 points behind them are Bibiani Gold Stars, who play Hearts of Oak, who are also 2 points behind them on 40 points. Adriana and Asante Kotoko will have to split the tie because they all have 38 points apiece. FC Samatex on 36 and they lie 6th on the log. Karela have climbed up the table. They now lie 7th on 34 points. We'll also have to tear the tie between Heart of Lions and Vision FC because they all have 30 points. It will be a tall order. Heart of Lions are going away and Visions are also going away against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. 10th on the table is Bichim United. A day ago, their bank roller Gama celebrated his birthday and a belated happy birthday to him. I'm hoping that today will be victorious for Bichemi United. They have 29 points. Baseke also have 29 points. And Nations are also following closely on 28. But guess what? The next 3 teams behind Nations all have 27 points. And so it's Dreams on the 13th position, All Blacks on the 14th position, and Brecum Chelsea on the 15th position. Brecum Chelsea are very lucky. They got a point when they visited Accra, and so they lifted themselves out of the relegation zone. So they swapped places with Young Apostles, who have 26. Hohoi United have 24, and 11 Wonders. They bring up the rear on just 9 points. And so you understand again why, you know, the complaint is that 11 Wonders have had a very, very torrid time when it comes to the Ghana Premier League for this season. All right. So at least we brought you the fixtures so you know exactly, you know, where the interest lie. We've also brought you the league table so now the permutations can start, and the permutations are starting today, Friday. Let's go back and recap the game that Brecum Chelsea played against Accra Hearts of Oak when they visited the Phobians at the Accra, or should I say the University of Ghana stadium in Legon. It was a very, very, very cagey encounter. Prior to the game, a lot of people believe that it should be done and dusted for Accra Hearts of Oak, especially when their former coach, Samuel Bwedu, came visiting. Blackgate, it didn't happen for the Phobians. They failed to score again. And it has been a season of, I won't say failures, but a season of difficulties to get goals for Accra Hearts of Oak. Brecum Chelsea came into the game. The coaches told us before the game that we've come here with a reason, we've come here with a purpose, and it worked to perfection for Brecum Chelsea.
Yeah, on Sunday I was at the stadium to watch the game, and right from the blast of the whistle, Hearts of Oak took the game to their opponent, tried to carve them open. And the problem is Hearts of Oak's inability to put away the premium chances that they carved out, especially in the first half, came back to haunt them in the second because they half and puff, went for it. They tried to get the match winner. But and after the game, the outpour, the outcry of the supporters, the frustration, the spillage over. I wish you were there to see it. Some of them can't just believe that they'll go away, go and win games, come back home, and it becomes so awkward for them. Especially if you look at Hearts of Oak. The most frustrating thing about the Phobians is the fact that from the back, they look very solid, very well drilled into central midfield, good football. You look at Abdul Karim, you look at Rafael Amponsa. Yep. All these guys are good at the heart of their midfield. Then when they get up front, that's where they stuck. And they've not been improving, and it's a problem. If you watch the game, you can tell that if this game should travel extra 30 minutes, Hearts of Oak were never going to score because when they get into attacking third, players like Abura Duku and Co, they just don't carry in decision making. It's a problem. So they were looking up for the set pieces, which is free kicks and corner kicks, to try to get to break the deadlock through that avenue. But Brecum Chelsea pick a clean from it. They managed to defend their zones very well. And for Hearts of Oak, I feel something for Kodidi Dramani. I wouldn't say I feel pity for him, but you know, someone would say he should improve the attackers. But sometimes when you look at a team that the defense is good, the midfield is good, it tells you that it's the quality of the material at his disposal. That is what he's working on. But the problem with the Phobians is their decision making on top of the pitch has always been a problem. And the few times that they try on top of the box to hit the target, goalkeeper for entry, was equally up to the task and pulled off some brilliant saves. Mauli Wayo was the liveliest wire in the attacking third. He tried to link up with the wing backs in Baba Adamu and then the other guys. But in entirety, I think Hearts of Oak has a huge task to deal with in terms of their finishing in the Ghana Premier League. It's not that they don't create chances, they create, but how to put away the chances has always been their problem. And here, look at that. Baba Adamu, the defender, again, trying to do what strikers should be doing. He was actually lurking on top of the penalty box, and the moment the ball dropped, he put his laces through it. It had to take line to be able to build them out. But if you look at the attacking phase, I think Hearts of Oak has been lacking a lot in terms of what they bring on board.
Nanedu.
You know, when you look at the Hearts of Oak team, they have a title-winning defense and goalkeeper.
But not a title-winning attack.
You know, relegation-threatening attack. And middle-table midfielders. So that
and what midfielders?
Middle-table midfielders. That is the problem for Hearts of Oak.
I see.
In terms of central defense and goalkeeper, they are the best in the local scene. Because they've considered only 7 goals out of 23 games in the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
So it means that central defense and the goalkeeping department is a title-winning defense. But look at the midfielders. How many chances do they create in a game? How many assists do the midfielders do in a game? So it's a middle-table midfielders. They attack. The top scorer this particular season has 5 goals. So this is a relegation-threatening attack. And this is a problem for Hearts of Oak in the last 3 years. Because last season, the top scorer in the season had 7 goals, Mauli Wayo. He's their top scorer this season with 5 goals. So they know their problem from last season. They've not solved it.
Sure.
Transfer ban is on them. Coach didn't sign any player for the second one. So from day one, the management of Hearts of Oak, the technical of Hearts of Oak, they know their problem even before the season started. So I'm not really surprised. Against Brekum Chelsea, you struggle to score. You've played 12 games in the Ghana Premier League at home. You've won 5. Lost 1 to Asante Kotoko. Drawn 6. The draw games are against Pandu Heart of Lions, the BNI Gold Stars, Hohoi United, Brekum Chelsea, Betchem United. These are the games that you're getting the draw games at home. You are not ready to win the Premier League. So that is what I'm saying. A title winning defense because it's 7 goals they've considered. A mid-table midfielders and relegation threatening attack because they cannot score goals in the Ghana Premier League. And these are problems they know before the season started. And that is the area they have to solve before they continue the season.
Well, if you look at the Phobians, you could tell, let's be kind to the management a little bit. They brought in Frank Boraduku from Vision FC. They brought on board Prince Kwabna Owusu from formerly of Bechem and this team, Bibiani Gold Stars. Yeah. And if you look at them, you ask yourself, Prince Kwabna Owusu in particular, what has been his problem?
He's been playing friendly games.
Like he doesn't just even make the matchday squad. That tells you that he has to actually look at himself because Kodiri Dramani, actually, the first 2 signings they did in the summer, on the same day, Baba Adamu signed. I was with him at the secretariat. That was the same day Prince Kwabna also signed. Yeah. So they banked their hopes on him. But when the season kick-started, he's all over the place. He can't even be fit to play matches. And a player of his quality, they were actually looking at him to come and then help them show up their striking deficiencies. But as the season kick-started, we've seen is the old faces that are rather playing. Without Mauli Wayo, I don't know where Hearts of Oak would have been lying. Because you look at Hamza Issa, he has been a big disappointment to the Phobians and he has been a proper distraction to them as well. Because off the pitch, you are not playing better, but off the pitch, you are distracting the rhythm of the team. And today he's leaving, tomorrow, management decisions. It's a problem for the Phobians. You see, like he said, the transfer ban has been the biggest problem for Kodidi Dramani.
Without a
doubt. As soon as they sort this, I think the Hearts of Oak team, if they can sort their striking department, what we are saying, the man is actually building a title-winning machine. Because if they fix this, 18 clean sheets in 23 Ghana Premier League games is a remarkable feat to chalk.
So Accra Hearts of Oak know what their problems are, and they would also have to find out ways and means of correcting those problems. It's been a very, 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 very cagey league for the Phobians this season, especially looking at the way Nanedu described the team. But we also will be taking a look at today's game as a game that has the whipping boys, as they are now known, 11 Wonders. Everybody has an attempt to try their luck on target to see whether they can pick up some points. Nations FC are a team that have traveled away this season, but it's not been worth their while. And so they'll be taking a look at whether this time around against the Whipping Boys, they can come into the game with some amount of success. When they met in the first round, Nations pipped 11 Wonders by 3-2, which means that Nations have the potential to do the double over their opponents today. But for 11 Wonders, it's not been the best of seasons right from the scratch. And tough as it has been, they may have put up some spirited fire in their games. But you're coming up against the Nations FC team that also looks very resurgent. And apart from the fact that they also make their home quite a fortress, they also manage to get goals, as it were, because it's goals that wins the game, isn't it? And so, again, another tough encounter coming our way. Currently, Wonders are on the longest losing streak of 5 games with no purpose in sight. And so they are coming into this game. They have nothing to lose, really. But for Nations, they would have to lift up their games and at least pick up some points to show their prowess when it comes to the Ghana Premier League. I'll start with you, Nanedu.
Big game, big game involving Nations and 11 Wonders. 11 Wonders, they are almost on their way to Division 1. But Nations want to survive. When you look at Nations FC, a team that were in for the title last season, competing with the likes of Baby Gold Stars for the Premier League title. Also, their game against Basake Holy Stars, that is where they struggle to maintain that momentum that they started with. This particular season, they are struggling. Even home games, they find it hard to get the maximum results in terms of getting the results in home games. Some of their key players left the club before the start of the new season. In the course of the season, some of their key players were going on trials. Imanano went to Moldova, he's back into the team. Faced Acharte is no more with the club. But that season, there's been transfer speculation around the captain of the side. Sure. So key players have been on and off this particular season for Nations. But I think today is going to be their first away win in the Ghana Premier League. Because when you look at everyone this team in recent times, they've been the Whipping Boys in the Premier League. Sure. They are conceding a lot of goals, especially in the second round. And I think Nations are likely to get the results away in straight draw against 11 Wonders.
Blackgate, you think that Nations will be carried away by the fact that, Charlie, if everybody they ship the Whipping Boys, who to for ship some?
Well, like you can't fault Nanedu in his submission, because if you look at a team like 11 Wonders languishing at the bottom of the league table, they've been a disappointment so far. They've not given any decent account of themselves. And both on and off the pitch, nothing seems to be working properly for the club. And if you have a scenario like this, then you are a candidate to be relegated from any division that you find yourself in. Sure. Because in the boardroom, there are problems. On the pitch, there are problems. And sometimes they play certain games in the Ghana Premier League that they are the home team due to things not working properly in terms of management level. They even arrive late at the stadium. Typical example, their game against Statistical. They couldn't even arrive early to even warm up before the game, even though they were the home team. So that sums up how their season has been so far for you. But you look at Nations FC at the flip side. They've not been good travelers in the Ghana Premier League this season. This season they'll be off color. This wasn't the team that we saw last season in the Ghana Premier League, where they were bent on winning the league 3 games to end the season until they had that issue in Basake against Basake Holy Stars at Ampiani. So if you look at them this season, you don't know the direction exactly, what exactly they wanted to do, because we were all thinking they were going to beef up the team and go one step further than what they did last season. But like you said, you look at the top scorer last season, Faisal Chawate, is out of the country currently. Yawa not stepped in this season, delivering the goals. I think he's the top scorer of the club this season. He has gone on trials, he's back to the team. Then you look at Razak Simpson, the captain of the team. Against Mediama, he showed us his qualities. In a game that they trailed, he scored a brace in that game, where he held them away from defeat, helped them to win. This afternoon, we saw them in their last away game against Howard United at the Howard Sports Stadium. They lost that game by 2-1. So for Nations FC, they just need to put the stop to the rot on the road, especially. Okay. Because at home, they are one of the finest teams on their own home turf. In their last home games against Dreams FC, it ended up in a draw. So they need to bounce back to winning ways. That tells you that in their last 2 games, they've not won. They've lost 1 and drawn 1. And they will not fancy their chances against any other team in the Ghana Premier League than the bottom of the league table, team 11 Wonders this afternoon.
So it's going to be a tough encounter, you know, without a doubt. And one has to go all out. One has nothing to lose. And that's what makes the game a little bit, you know, kind of odd in terms of whatever permutations the technical team would have in mind. Before we get to the stadium, we'll be hearing from the coaches and what their plan is going into the game. But before then, let's take a look at the last 5 matches played by both sides. And we'll start off first with 11 Wonders. And it's been difficult for them, you know. I mean, results have not come their way. Karela beat them. Vision FC beat them, Young Apostles beat them, Hearts beat them, Heart of Lions beat them. And I guess apart from the Vision Young Apostles Hearts game, where the teams managed to bang 3 goals, they got 2 against Karela, they got 1 in against the Heart of Lions. And so, I mean, it's like a season now.
They are conceding goals more at home than their away games.
Than their away games.
Because they conceded against Hasselhoff. That is their home game.
That's their home game. They conceded 3 against
Vision FC. That is their home game.
Yes, you are right.
So it tells you they are even conceding goals at home more than their away games.
I was at the Pando Park on the 18th of January for the match against Heart of Lions. It was a one-sided game. Anyone that watched that game, see, Heart of Lions could have ended up scoring about 10 goals in that game. Glaring chances after chances, Lions squandered in that game. And Lions, at the end of the day, they were just lucky that they even won the game by 1 goal to 0, because in the dying embers of the game, 11 Wonders had some decent chances to be able to equalize. But I've never watched a football game that goals, like premium chances, were carved out and they were not able to bury. That's one of the games that has a shocking result. Lions could have won that game by 7-8 goals. I'm without mincing words. Anybody that watched that game will tell you. But if you look at 11 Wonders, this is a team that cannot score goals and they can't keep clean sheets. You look at their last 5 games, losing spree. It tells you they deserve to be at where they are at the bottom of the league table. But let's not make a mistake. We saw them beat Basake Holy Stars at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium some time ago. This is a team that is like they are already dead and they don't fear the knife anymore. So they can cause problems to you, those who are looking for the points to survive.
Exactly.
And if you look at a team like Nations FC, where they are sitting currently on the league table, they are not safe. So the point matters most to them. So they have to come out without underrating them and play their normal game, because these are games that can really shock you or rattle you if you take your eyes off the opponent for a split second. You will find yourself in a very awkward situation that you might not be able to dig yourself out of it.
Tough encounter is going to be. But again, despite the fact that you know, matches have not gone their way, we can also say that we've not seen some quality in their team. At least they have showed 1 or 2 players who I am sure will still stay in the Premiership, but probably with other teams. And Edu, you have been monitoring the movements of players, their performances vis-a-vis what the future looks for them. Definitely we will say goodbye to 11 Wonders, but we will still have some faces surfacing in the Premiership maybe next season.
I think even before the second round started, Swedo Oblast got arguably their best player in the first round to the Swedo Oblast team, and he's playing well with Swedo Oblast.
Sure.
In the second round, teams are looking up to signing players from the 11 Wonders team. I know Mediama are looking to sign their number 10 shirted player in their team. They have other players, the likes of Pando Heart of Lions, Hoho United are keeping tabs on those players. If only they will get them for next season in the Ghana Premier League. So they have individual quality players in their team who have been playing well in the Ghana Premier League. So I would not be surprised some of their players will be playing for other teams in the Premier League next season. They have quality individual players. Even their coach, he has not been bad. The 3rd coach for the season, he has not been bad. Looking at how he started, at least he has been able to get 2 wins at home in the Ghana Premier League. So he started well until later on they realized the team's effort is not good enough to survive them in the Premier League. So they have some quality players within their setup that I'm sure next season we'll be seeing them in the Premier League.
So there'll be a lot of exciting scenes next season, despite the fact that there won't be a team called 11 Wonders. But again, it is not for want of trying that they find themselves where they are. But it's been very difficult for 11 Wonders. And maybe a win today would put some solace in there. But for Nations FC, they are looking at winning their first game away from home. They've not had a steady performance. 2 losses, one against the Samatex, and that was away at Aboy. And then the other one was a 2-1 loss to Hohoi United. That match also played away. But apart from that, a 1-1 draw against Dreams FC surfaced, but comfortable wins against Midiama at home, and again against against Idiana also at home. And so again, you can say that yes, they may have some superiority when they are playing at home. Nations can't say the same when they are playing away from home. But the focus for this afternoon's game is the fact that they are looking at setting a certain standard, which would help set a certain tone for the remainder of the games. They are looking at least securing their first away points and then cementing that authority in subsequent away matches that they play. Now, this shouldn't be too tall an order for Nations FC to climb.
Well, on paper, it shouldn't be a problem for them, but let me reference to the English Premier League. Last week Thursday, Arsenal played against Wolves, the team languishing at the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
Top versus last. Arsenal ended up drawing that game. In the Ghana Premier League, it's like on any given day, what you did in match week 22 will not, if you want to rest on those laurels, you'll be shocked. And for 11 Wonders, what they lack is motivation and focus. Their team is not that bad, but the motivation is not there from the boardroom, and the focus of the players have been deflated off the pitch. That has been their biggest problem. But if on any given day, they decide that, okay, let's put all the boardroom issues aside and focus on the game and play it like the way it is in front of us, they can cause you problems. This match is not being played at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. The game has been taken to the Swedru Sports Stadium. And if you look at them, they've been training there for some time, so they know the terrain very well. So it will serve as an away game for them, but it's their home game that they are playing there. One thing for them, for sure, the locker room bonus is there. You win, and the money gets paid directly from Bet Power.
Sure.
So that alone should motivate the players to go that extra mile. But if you look at Nations FC, this season, they struggle to get points on the road. And in their last away game at the West Sports Stadium, they considered the first 2 goals before they came back to get one solitary to be able to make it a respectable scoreline of the day. Against this team this afternoon, Prince, it can be very tough, it can be very easy. It depends on the kind of permutation, the mindset, and how tactically focused Nations FC will be in the game over the course of 90 minutes. But if they come into the game thinking that, oh, these people, they are already dead, they are gone, we can come and play our normal game and go, anything can happen. The first goal is very important. Indiscipline can get somebody 2 yellow cards, and that's a red. A straight red card, numerical disadvantage, and everything becomes so awkward for you to deal with. So how do you approach other games? They should focus like that and approach this game like that. If not, they might be laughing at the wrong side of their mouth at the end of the day.
Wow. Now, Eddie, who's the current coach of Swedru All Blacks?
Asim Wakanse.
So again, have we considered that angle or that factor? The fact that nations will be playing against one person who masterminded their success story.
Well, he is with Swedru All Blacks and nations this afternoon. They are playing against 11 Wonders. So, like he's a disciplinarian, for sure. His blueprint on the nations team, he always wants you to play to the tactics.
Sure.
This season,
no,
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Kasim Minga, formerly when he was with them.
Yeah.
That blueprint is there. So definitely he will leave something there. But for Frimpong Manso, ever since he switched camp from the beginning Gold Stars, they were last year he won them the league. So they were thinking he was coming to replicate something like that. But it's been topsy-turvy. They've not had that smooth ride in terms of how they chalk out results in the Ghana Premier League. What is keeping them out of trouble currently is their home form, because their home turf is a no-go zone area. It's one of the deadliest places to go in the Ghana Premier League. You go there, no matter how you are playing good, they always find a way to beat you. Against Dreams, I don't know what happened, but personally, I was expecting them to win the game, but they ended up drawing the game. It's not a bad result, but for once, you drop points.
Yeah.
For them, they are supposed to hit back to winning ways. Because in your last 2 games, against one way, lost against Dreams, you drop points. And the league table, if you look at it, they are not safe. And these are games that if you want to pull yourself clear away from relegation,
Yeah.
then these are the games that you have to win and take the 3 maximum points and take it on board and move on to the next one.
And Frepamanso is doing well. When you look at the last 5 games, the Dreams FC game, it was 90 plus 8. That is where Dreams FC equalized to make it 1-1.
Okay.
They nearly got that 3 points. The game against Mediema scored the first goal, Kingsley Braille.
Sure.
And Nations came back into the game to win by 2 goals to 1.
2 goals to 1. Yeah.
The game against Ediana Stars, it was a tight game until Nations FC scored that particular goal against them. The game against Hohoe United, they had a good game in Hohoe. But Hohoe were determined to get the maximum 3 because they were in the danger zone in the Ghana Premier League. So when you look at their games, it's tight games, even when they are getting the result or it's ending in a draw, they have a way of getting something out of the game. And that is what Nations FC have been doing in recent times in the Premier League.
So which means that the permutations may favor one from one angle, may not favor the other from a different angle. Let's take a look at what the head-to-head also tells us. And again, we will have a fair idea of what kind of focus the two teams will be taking into the match. So 23 matches across board apiece, 14 goals scored by 11 Wonders. Nations have been very potent in attack. They have 19. But 11 Wonders have conceded a whooping 40 goals. A whooping 40 goals. And that obviously does not speak too well of the team. 0.6 goals per game. Although they may have registered 4 clean sheets as against 7 by their opponents, it looks like the purposefulness for Nations FC surpasses that of 11 Wonders. So again, Nations may have the edge over their opponents this afternoon, and of course may want to ride on that to see whether they can secure a favorable scoreline this afternoon at the Swedru Sports Stadium. It may not be a very happy hunting ground, especially for Nations because they're going away. But looking at the determination of the team and looking at the focus that they have put into this game, bearing in mind that they need to secure at least valuable away points so that it buttresses their home semi-invincibility, as it were, I do think that it's going to be fair to say that these two teams will go into battle with a lot of concentration on what the numbers are telling us. But obviously, the advantage will stay with the away team because they look more strong, they look more potent, they haven't let in so many goals as their opponents. And they may take the advantage, Blackgate, especially more so when they know that I understand that there's a traveling supporters contingent that have made their way to Swedru to support Nations. Yeah, absolutely. If you look at what Nations are doing, they are not taking this game lightly. If you look at the team sheet that they put out, there's Oko Gripman, the centre back. There is Emmanuel Arnaud, who is the top scorer this season for the team, is back into the team. There's Joseph Efa, there's Brandon Entry Sapon, Emmanuel Abdallah Mashoud, and then Razak Simpson, the captain. So these are their big guns. They've thrown everybody into it. And if you look at a starting lineup like this, with this quality, it tells you one thing. They are not underestimating their opponent. Because in match week 24, this is the business end of the Ghana Premier League. Yeah. In the Ghana Premier League, in the last 10 games of the season, you don't leave your destiny into the hands of others to determine where you will lie at the end of the season. Because sometimes it might be a little bit too late for you to salvage the situation, and then you end up getting relegated. And if you look at the league table, it's so tight that a defeat here or a draw there can drag you into trouble. Sure. And at the time you try to salvage the situation, then it will be a little bit difficult. Look, none of them are in the top half of the Ghana Premier League table. Unless the league table is being flipped to the other side. Look at the position of Nations FC, 28 points. And look at Hohoe United, 17th in the relegation zone with 24 points. So separated by just 4 points. Just 4 points. Which is less than 2 games.
Even Young Apostle and Nations is 2 points.
So look at Dreams, look at All Blacks, and look at Brecum Chelsea. 1 point difference between they together with Nations. So it tells you how the Ghana Premier League table is so tight. Very tight. Very tight. That's the reason why they can't afford to drop any more points. Because, trust me, Hohoe United will be fighting. Young Apostles will be fighting. Brecum Chelsea, same. So it's difficult for you to take your eye off the exact maximum point. Because at the end of the day, you have to have your own destiny in your own hands.
this league table is not friendly at all. And I'm sure the teams would also complain about it, because one miss, you go down, one win, you go up, depending on other results. It's difficult to tell now which teams will be joining 11 Wonders to the on that journey into the first division. But it's not over until it is over. Even those at the middle table are not too safe. Let's do a very quick break. When we come back, we'll be dovetailing into the game. We'll be bringing you highlights of the team's arrival. But of course, we'll also be talking to the coaches to find out their approach to this game. We'll be back in a moment. Do stay with us.
The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the heroes of today. Do you know the Ghana Premier League?
No, Dad.
It's our game, it's our pride. And you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
Looking for a fast and stress-free shopping? Shop now on maxbuy.com and get free delivery and free installation. Order your phones and appliance today. Order today and get same-day delivery straight to your doorstep. Maxbuy. Convenience at its best.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up. Lizzie shit up, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie oh Lizzie. Lizzie shit up.
Lizzie sit up. The sit up is sit only. Lizzie shit up over fail.
Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Lizzie shit up hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and that's
Lizzie shit up hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344. This advert is FDA approved.
Medicine police. Wamba, wamba.
Guys, there is a jam alert. Freeze! Stay away from the meat pie. Have you washed your hands after playing?
No, sir.
Medisoft Law 5 says you must wash your hands with
Medisoft.
Okay, class, let's go wash our hands with Medisoft.
Under running water, wash your hands with Medisoft.
Attention citizens, there is a free sachet of Crisco Colocin in every pack of Medisoft.
Just for you. Medisoft police. Wamba, wamba. Medisoft police.
Life can be giving it to you water like that. And every
everything around you will be affected big time. Too many uncertainties and fears. But with the right partner like Empo Life Insurance Ghana, you are sorted. Save kutu, save bam. You get the best healthcare, solid pensions trust policies, and the peace of mind to grow your business and focus on what truly matters. Life isn't just about what could go wrong. It's about everything that can go right. At Empo Life Insurance Ghana, we stand with you through every season, giving you the boldness and the power to dream bigger and become who you want to be. Empo Insurance, empowering people.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, you, let him talk to you. Who will be careful Endpoint one?
Chesenami and Kasami Pro, let's say problems room. Intina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chese na nya asem ketua na mkwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo medu am fire no ene ma won kra mienu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba ti ene je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko endpoint o mama nu nura ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's endpoint for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what chair. Okay. A free bra wo di endpoint wa dance. Am me call you no. Me just say my name Koye and person my name nyina and imagine Sabema. Na me be fear for there. The one dey nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Auntie Cause Mami Jollof and no chicken no 50 Ghana cedis. Okay. Afa so Mami ammo no go stew no so 80 Ghana cedis. Afa woni bibi Mami wan pesie any beef stew no so 80 Ghana cedis. And no ye 80. Na Mami banku ne nkuma ni nyina Mami nya bebre na ni nyina enye 70 Ghana cedis. Afa so
Madam, aden e kanu nko na wo to ana.
Aduane no eye dedodo. Taste no eye deep. A secret filler B.
Secret filler no eye Aljoda seasoning powder. Aljoda seasoning powder ever flavors baby. Goat flavor wa hawk.
Beef flavor, spaghetti flavor, Aljoda spices.
Aljoda seasoning powder. Taste no eye D.
FD ajibedi kratui atum.
Ante saba e wo mo body ni ma enke kwana mo ba
oh ko se ena me dia semesio kanene pa no na saa na me so ya na wode me edure na ade me nkwa no Kingdom garlic bitters
no benefit
me benefit wan wo so kwato wo de
abrewa esma ma abrente me chuve unanti kakra na wabre no Kingdom garlic bitters ene ne capsules nenya hode abre bia
Kingdom garlic bitters ene the capsules.
Assembly anyo
e dey ben wo hu ama woni agise senior na my wife company won personal Kingdom ginseng power capsules nti se sia mpaso aye de
Kingdom ginseng power capsules emani gie ni asumdie be fi abrebia oba bia o de pu ahaw no edro ba kupa wo hia ne tremendous capsules esiesie wu ma wo ye oba sima enro yi wo benya bi wo ba bia ye ton nro bia Kingdom Herbal no challenger.
For years, you made Sultana more than just a brand. It has become a part of your home. From your kitchens to your celebrations, you have simply endorsed Sultana. Now it's time to give back to you. Sultana's Buy and Win promo is here. You can win cars, motorbike, trucks, Sultana products, and many more. All you have to do is to buy a bag of Sultana rice. Look into the bag, you find a scratch card. Scratch your coupon and you could win really big. Sultana rice, your household favorite. Taste the good life, win the big one.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
All right, welcome back from the break. Many thanks for sticking and staying with us. We're zooming into the game in just a couple of minutes. And so sit back, relax, and do stay with us as we bring you the first half of the game between the two combatants this afternoon, Nations FC and 11 Wonders. My guests are still in the studio with me. Now, before we got into the discussion, you remember we touched base on the fact that Accra Hearts of Oak, after beating Kotoko, came to Accra, but they couldn't beat Brekum Chelsea. Well, Kotoko lost in that game 0-1 to Accra Hearts of Oak. But guess what? They went away and they picked up valuable points. And so, a lot of questions were asked. Was it the coach? Was it the players? What's happening to Kotoko, etc., etc.? Gentlemen, we're still waiting to get the green light. So whilst we do that, I'll just give you about a minute if you can touch base on that game with Nanedu first.
I think it was a good win for Asante Kotoko.
It was a good comeback win. I agree.
Looking at where Young Apostle finds themselves on the league log, going to Wenchi to pick the maximum 3 points. A big statement for Prince Yaousu. He made a lot of changes in the setup. I think that game, Zakaria Fuseni was the man of the match. A player who was struggling in Kotoko games in the Ghana Premier League, especially the game against Suedo Oblast in Suedo. That was the game people spoke a lot about. Zakaria Fuseni, that the signing has not been helping Asante Kotoko in recent time, but they have a very good game against Young Apostle. And away win in the game against Young Apostle, putting Kotoko 7 points behind Mediama. Mediama is playing Oblast in an away game. They are playing Vision FC this particular weekend.
Yes, exactly.
So that away win has made the gap closer compared to the previous.
And they could even make it a lot more closer depending on the results from this weekend.
I don't think Mediama will be winning against Oblast on Sunday. I don't think so. I don't think House of Folk will be winning against Bibiani Gold Stars on Sunday. But I think Kotoko can win against Vision FC. So the gap will close by the end of this particular weekend. And it will open up again, looking at the rest of the games in the Ghana Premier League.
Permutations at its best, and that's what Nanedu is best noted for. He give you the permutations, and then at the end of the day, he will give you the scoreline. I don't know where he got that, whether it was from a dream or whether it was from some trance he fell into. Anyway, we'll go to the Swedru Stadium and listen to the coaches and what will go into the match this afternoon. We're still finding it a little bit difficult to thread through to Swedru, but I think we now have the green light. So let's go over and listen to what the thoughts of the technical brains tell us before the match.
On the longest losing streak, 5 games where you've lost consecutively. Are you looking at snapping that this afternoon?
Exactly so. Exactly so. We need to, we need to do something, We need to work hard and then get it done today.
But, per pundits and also flowers of the league, everyone believes you are relegation bound. Is that the same sort of conversation you have with the players, knowing that, relegation is just staring at you in the face?
Not at all. Not at all. It's not over until it's over. Yeah. We will keep on fighting until the last soldier dies. So.
But talking about the venue, this is the second time you are coming here to play a home game. How good has this venue been to you and your guys?
With my first experience, I think it's a good place, especially compared to other stadiums. I've been to other stadiums, the dressing room, the facilities around, I think they're up there. I've given it up to them, And the fans too, in as much as we know that we are not based here in Shredo, we always have them behind us. And I think it's a good place, and I'm hoping something good.
All right, so we heard from the head coach of 11 Wonders. It's not been a very, very good time for him. And you can tell clearly when the questions were asked. I said, na bemwe bubisano. I mean, he knows that it's done and dusted.
It's normal. It's natural for you to show emotions outward, even though you try to contain it, but your facial expression, everything will show. And if you look at him, he said, looking at the facilities at Swedru Stadium, he thinks is one of the best that they have managed to play in this season. And the supporters of the team basically have shown them some love, even though they are not basically a Swedru team. He felt like they are giving them some support. So, naturally, this is a team that does not have normal fan base.
All right.
But I think in Swedru, they will have some people
Well, they should, because the team sheets are out, and so we'll give you a fair idea of the first 11, and we are starting off first with 11 wonders. And so these are the gentlemen to do honor and pride for the team this afternoon.
Boateng is on the bench, the captain.
And, Desmond Achampong, Eden Kofi Asamoah, Hakeem Miller, they're all starting. Hardy will be in goal with Farouk Amial taking over the captain's armband, and that's the first 11 for 11 wonders. Let's take a look quickly at the first 11 for nations, and let's see how strong comparatively the two sides are. Rabin will be in goal this afternoon. Captain's band is the property of Razak Simpson, but it's good to find the likes of Mac Williams Boateng on the field. Emmanuel Ano, a lot has been spoken about him, the chap from Bichim United. Frederick Nzole is starting the game. Kwame Boachi is in there. Then, of course, a regular pair of feet in defense in Raymond Oko Gripman. He partners Razak Simpson so well. Let's take a look briefly, gentlemen, a minute. Chances of the two sides, looking at the first 11. Well, looking at what Nations FC, the away team, has on their team sheet, it tells you they want to win the game. All their big guns are out there on the pitch. They are strong starting lineup. Yeah. So they should be able to manage this one and get the 3 maximum points. But the shocking thing is Emmanuel Boateng, number 10, captain of this guy on the frame there, the captain of 11 Wonders, not in the starting 11, because by far in the second round of the season he has been their most consistent and then the best player for them. So I don't know what went into the permutations that he's on the bench, because I think he is one of the undroppable players in the team. But hey, the coach knows better, so let's see exactly what maybe he wants him to start from the bench and come into the second half with all his experience to come and show up the game for them. So we live to see what exactly he has in store in terms of the tactical formation and the game plan. All right, Nanedu.
No, it's a game I see is going to produce more goals. You know,
there'll be a couple of goals in this game.
Nations can score more than 3 goals into this game.
More than 3?
More than 3 goals they can score.
Is it because they are playing against 11 Wonders?
It's because Nations are playing well in recent times.
Oh, okay.
And 11 Wonders has also been
so it's got nothing to do with the
home games.
Okay.
So I tip Nations to score more than 3 goals in today's game, but probably 11 Wonders to score 1 or 2 in the game. So maybe 4-1 or 4-2.
But you're not thinking that 11 Wonders might spring a surprise?
I don't think so. Nations away win straight.
Are you carried away by the way the coach handled the pre-match?
This will be the first away win for Nations. You know, the coach, when you look at his voice, it looks like he's not really happy about things going on within the club. And he's not really motivated to get the maximum 3 points in games like this. Nations is likely to pick the win.
I see. Okay. Okay. So whether the rabbit will be pulled out of the hat or the hat out of the rabbit, like somebody will say, there shall be a pool. But it also means that we should also pay concentration on how well nations will be able to, first of all, adapt to the game plan of 11 Wonders, because at least we've heard from their coach, we know exactly what will go into the game. And of course, how willing are they to go the extended mile of getting the goals, as Nanedu said, to pick up their first away win?
Well, in games like this, the first goal matters most, because at the end of the day, the first goal will give you the platform on which you can build and play your normal game. So it's very crucial in the phases of the game, how they approach this game, because if you end the first half without a goal, in the second half you go into panic mode, you have to take gamble, and they can hit you on the counter attack. So they are just supposed to start the game well, score the opening goal, play their normal free-flowing game, and then from there they can build on and get the goals as much as they want. But for 11 Wonders, teams like this can be very awkward. Don't underrate them on any given day.
That's true. How intimidating is the Swedru Sports Stadium? Nanedu, you know the stadium too well, the ins and outs. How intimidating is it, especially when visiting teams come to Swedru?
Mostly when Oblast is playing, they have a strong fan base in Swedru. I don't know the story about 11 Wonders. If the Oblast fans and the Swedru football people are really adapted to life around 11 Wonders. But in terms of Oblast playing home games, they have, you know, vocal fan base, and they are very strong in terms of supporting the Oblast. But I don't know the story about 11 Wonders. I'm hoping most of the Swedru people will go to the stadium to watch 11 Wonders because it's a Premier League game.
Yeah.
There's been more than 10 years watching Premier League games at the Stadium Sports Stadium. So to have two teams at this stage using the facility as their home venue in the Ghana Premier League, I think they will enjoy good football there.
Well, I'm looking at the faces of the players warming up for 11 Wonders, and I can see a couple of smiling faces in there. It's not as if they looked very perturbed about their situation, although the whole world knows that, yes, they're lying precariously at the bottom of the table. But again, if they're able to lift up their spirit to go through the remainder of the matches, even with their situation, then Black, we must also give some credit to 11 Wonders.
Yeah, you look at how they are warming up, they look like they are very focused on the game, they are very calm, and the approach has to be tidy. You just need to stick to the game plan that you are coming into the game with. Because this is a team that is in front of you that naturally, traveling this season in the Ghana Premier League has been a problem for nations themselves. But for Sweden All Blacks, they just need to stop the rot at a particular point in time. And as much as we expect Nations FC to win this game, to me, it will not come easy. Because nations themselves are bad travelers.
Yeah.
And Sweden All Blacks are not doing well as well. So the pendulum can swing at any time. The game can go into any direction depending on how both teams approach the game this afternoon. For nations, they just have to be careful as to how they come into this game. For Sweden All Blacks, they just have to believe that for once they can stop the rot on the road. And if they can replicate that out there on the pitch, and stick very tight, very close play through the lines, I think they will be able to do something positive in this game.
Something positive is needed in this game because obviously that is what will bring the smiles on the faces of the fans. And of course, it will also make the game a lot more enjoyable when it is easy to understand what is happening on the field of play. Both teams have showed us their first 11, which means they got the men to do the job. But I'll find out from my gentleman briefly before we get the green light to go to Swedru. I'll start with you, Nanedu. Which of the two sets of players should we really keep an eye on? What kind of quality do the teams have? Who will be the standout players for you?
I think a player like Emmanuel Arnaud, key player in the Nations FC setup.
Okay.
Razak, since in terms of set pieces and stuff, he's also there for Nations FC.
Yeah.
I thought Emmanuel Boateng would be the key player for 11 Wonders, but he was on the bench. So people need to watch out for Emmanuel Arnaud, Razak Simpson in the Nations FC team in today's game against 11 Wonders.
Blackgate, you have already mentioned that the squad that the head coach has presented obviously means that, or gives us a fair idea of what he wants to do. He wants to go all out. He wants to ensure that by the end of the 90th minute, he has secured the goals and the maximum points at stake. You think there are a couple of players he will want to rely on to get the job done?
Yeah, definitely. You look at matches like this and you are tempted to believe that the coaches know exactly what they are doing. And if you look at the starting 11 of the home team, like you said, Emmanuel Boateng definitely is we are all shocked that he's on the bench. But if you look at this guy, Edin Kofi Asamoah, Angel Ewuta, and then Desmond Achampong. These are guys that they are not bad. They are players that can give you some decent performances on the day, as well as Desmond Tete as well. So they just need to stick to the game plan, believe in what they are doing, and know that at the end of the day, they can be able to cause Nations FC problems. Because Nations FC in central midfield, they've not been the Nations FC that we used to know. Because even in the January transfer window, they shipped their best midfielder to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So there's a void in that midfield. So if they can capitalize on that, they can cause problems to the away team this afternoon at the Swedru Sports Stadium.
Swedru Sports Stadium, we understand that is boiling. The fans, some fans have made their way to the stadium to watch an afternoon of Ghana Premier League football. And so we are just about getting the green light that all is set at the soccer venue. So let's go over to the Swedru Sports Stadium and bring you the first half of the match between these two combatants, 11 Wonders, who are occupying last position on the league table, and Nations FC. We'll join you again at halftime.
And so here in Swedru, the air hangs take over the Swedru Sports Stadium. Just much of a coastal breeze nicking in from the central region and also nudging the corner flag like I want to say in the tactics. The sun here isn't blazing, it's hovering, warm, humid, slightly mischievous. The kind of afternoon where legs can grow heavy in the 70th minute. A very catastrophic slump in the Premier League campaign there for 11 Wonders, but they just want to put all that behind them. A little bit of a smile there from the players in the tunnel, where they're looking forward to changing the narrative. Maybe they want to see how the journey so far in the Premier League has been. Hasn't really been a topsy-turvy turn for 11 Wonders, but maybe this afternoon, maybe, just maybe, they might want to find something to tell, or a story that might also want to change how they have fared so far in the Ghana Premier League. Their return has seen a very much a catastrophic decline in the Premier League. They've gone 5 games not scoring just a single goal in the Premier League this season. It's been a very difficult campaign there for 11 Wonders. They sit bottom of the table with just 9 points from 23 matches, having just recorded just about 18 defeats. Just 2 wins and 3 draws. But they come up here against Nations FC, who themselves are not sitting pretty good there on the Premier League log, but all that might have to change this afternoon. The coaches are looking to change lots of the players and how they intend to work themselves this afternoon here at the Strajo Stadium. The reason 11 Wonders are here in Strajo to play the Premier League match 24 couldn't secure the Lagos Stadium because there's going to be there is certainly an event going on there, so Strajo becomes the next venue for 11 Wonders to see if they can change the narrative in terms of their football there. But indeed, yet again suffered a setback in their fight for survival after 2-0 defeat to Karela United in Temal over the weekend. 11 Wonders losing 5 consecutive league matches without scoring a single goal. That is not a story for 11 Wonders and what they intend to tell the fans who definitely are not hearing the numbers to watch the game. The back match officials are simply looking forward to giving us an entertaining afternoon here. Nations FC themselves also want to give us something spectacular this afternoon. So all is set now for match day 24, 11 Wonders and Nations FC. And this is Ghana Premier League. This is where the action starts. And this is a Friday action here in Strajo.
It is a big game, especially for Nations and also for Wonders. You know, it looks like they are relegation bound. Mathematically, yeah, it's possible for them to escape it. But then you look at how they can be able to grind results. Now motivation is quite low, the confidence is a bit low, but for Nations they've not won away from home, and I spoke to the coach and he believes that if there's a way, a time, a perfect time for them to break that jinx, it is today here in this game.
We'll talk about the home side there. 11 Wonders themselves have got 12 matches on their own turf. Have only managed only 2 wins and draw, with still suffering from 9 defeats in the Premier League. Match officials this afternoon: Lord Nete, the centre referee. We assisted in line 1 there by Tijani Mohammed, in lines 2 by Suleiman Adin. For the officials is going to be Juliet Apia, match commissioner being Kwesi Alexander. But 11 Wonders really looking forward into the team that did find themselves a defeat against Karela, but still maintain some exciting players. Hakim Miller is back in the setup here. Ahmed Nisa is also here, and we're looking forward to see how they go with their 4-2-3-1 formation in terms of how they also want to have Desmond Champong and also to have Aiden Kofi as someone after they're trying to change things.
Yeah, they'll be counting on him to get them the goals, and then also that support coming from Ewula and Jill will be very, very pivotal. He'll be that man in the hole trying to link up the attack and then also the midfield.
The captains for the side there really agreeing on what's supposed to happen this afternoon. They're having Razak Simpson. He's really been a player who was part of the Unity Cup there for the Black Stars in London last year, and also been a very consistent player there for Nations FC in the Premier League there. But themselves, they hope the away side will also have to get a lot of faith there. And one of the players that they also trust that he will be able to come in to produce spectacular performance there in Emmanuel Ano and Abdullah Mashoud there. But in terms of the midfield play, having Joseph Ifar sitting just right in front of the back four clearly means that they really want to go in and have to score a lot of goals there.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a 4-3-3 flat for them. You know, that midfield three of Nzoli, Suhini, and then also Ifar. Ifar could be the more advanced of the 3 in midfield, but I think it's Ano who will also be looking up to 7 goals this season, and he will also be hoping to add up to his tally against the team that has conceded the most this season.
No, the happy person in the Premier League, at least he's the coach of 11 Wonders at the moment, knowing that you're just sitting at the bottom, really not made any impact in terms of the performance of the players and how the management of the club really have gone so far. there were expectations that they're coming back in the Premier League. Things will change. 11 Wonders going the wine and deep blue outfit there with all white and orange. It's Nations FC. Interesting this development of 11 Wonders in terms of statistically. They have to just score as many as 8 goals and have conceded 21, the highest number of own goals conceded in the Premier League this season, with confidence fragile and time running out. There's a crucial opportunity to see if they can halt and probably reignite some performance there from them, and that might be the story there for 11 Wonders. The players sometimes wait to the Premier League or they match day action very much late though. I don't understand really, but performance is really here.
Yeah, he is such a calm man, such a calm figure. You know, quite a lot of setbacks prior to the game, but you know, as calm and as experienced as he is, I believe he'll be putting that behind him. And I could just wonder what the pep talk, you know, is. What they're looking at, or he would be saying to them even before the start of this game.
Again, Nations FC really having to work into this game and seeing how best they might want to change the narrative there. So it all starting here at the Stadio Stadium as Nations FC in the white and orange trying to get the action going. And for 11 Wonders, they play some of the spectacular football in Ghana Premier League, but haven't really been so consistent in terms of the results that they're looking for. Just a player down there trying to pick up a halting play for 11 Wonders, and so they do have one of their top players down with Issa. Fairly halting play at the moment there. Just about less than 30 seconds of the game starting. Nations FC just 28 points from 23 matches. They've scored 19 goals and have conceded 22 so far. One of the major concerns there for Nations FC is the away performance. Not really the best there. And Chisapong, Brandon, a lot of work being done by the two sides trying to move in quickly here. And Chisapong in the first part. The effort just going wide. A little bit of a notch there. And 11 Wonders right full back. And the captain for the side, Farouk Ameyao.
The best possible way to start a game, you know, on the front foot now. It was a good ball, but I think that was a good interception as well by Ameyao Farouk, playing at the right back position for Wonders. And you know, he was tripped, yeah, right behind him. That was in Chisapong. Brandon trips him.
Trying to make sure that they have something going there, Farouk. Just releasing the ball straight down to Asamoah. Again, not the best of runs there from Wonders. Trying to pick up Angel Ewula. So playing the spot there. A little midfield battle going in there between Ahmed Issa and Joseph Efa as well. Now they quickly pick possession there for Nations, driving in here and looking for space and trying to make sure that at least they can get something. Sohini Sulemana dragging the ball back again. Just keeping it neat and simple. The ball into the box now, and it's been cleared by Farouk. Pressure now being mounted there on 11 Wonders. Mark Williams Boateng just not able to contain the possession and giving it away. Just make sure that Festus Nkrumah was able to get things done.
Yeah, the first two entries from Nations FC, you know, have actually ended in fouls, attacking fouls, you know.
Well, again, it's not going to be an opportunity, but it has to be collected beautifully by Hadi Ajay. And that shows that the energy there they have in coming into this game. Nations FC not really giving anything away in the competition, though, but you talked about the performance away from home and hasn't really been the best. Was Zach Simpson intercepting play here. Chase for the ball there, expecting to see the runs there from Emmanuel Arnaud for taking off his feet. And Jade coming in. Nations FC really among 6 teams yet to register an away victory this season, but it's just 2 draws and suffering from 9 defeats on the road. Concern there for Frimpong Manso is just really brought into the team to stabilize the ship there. Bottom half of the Premier League is where they sit, Nations FC. Trying to contain the pressure and keeping the ball neat and simple and trying to drag it forward here. And lovely they do so. And now looking for the round there of Arnaud. Not able to pick him up, but Brandon here. Position play down to teammates Mami Boachi and Brandon trying to advertise a long cross into the ball, but it goes on the left foot. Beautiful play there for Brandon and squares the ball here. So it's going to be a Norse effort and blocked this time. He might have to hit it low. And Frederick Zole trying to hit it from a long range there. Another ball into the box there. And that is a beautiful, beautiful goal. And certainly you have the first goal being scored just under 5 minutes in the Premier League. And Nations FC, who themselves haven't really been able to score goals away from home, now they've done so by Joseph Ifa. What a clinical header from him.
Yeah, it's been coming. It's been coming. They've been playing on the front foot. They have Wonders playing on the back foot. They've been defending so deep. They were allowing them so much time on the ball, so much space to exploit. But that was some good job done by Mashoud over there. That's well, 1v1, beats his mark up, sets up the far. And that was a thumping header. It's all about Mashoud at this point. That's so well. And you would say that's some lazy, lazy, sluggish defending over there by Nations 11 Wonders. No one marking him. Just look at that. You got defenders in the box, but no one picking him out. And he does so well. Just to direct that ball with his head. Just past the goalkeeper. That is a lovely finish.
Got to get the first goal there for Nations FC. Joseph Ifa sitting right in front of the back four. And now he glancingly finds his way to get the goal there. Just 4 minutes. And the first goal already has been scored here in straight draw for Nations FC, the away side. That clearly will be a huge win there for them. One of the drawing in match day 23 at home. A victory here certainly will signal a bit of a relief there for Frimpong Manso.
Well, certainly for them, just 2 point pickup in away games, 11 away games. It's not really been good for them. You're looking at how good they were last season on the road. This season, it's been a stark contrast of whatever we saw from them last season. And you'd think that's just the best possible way to start any away game at all.
And a ball through here, but again, unable to deal with it. The centre backs coming in to clear the lines. Likes of Hamza Musa and Akin Miller. They've just been there. Farouk in his role there as the full-back, and how about Esmone Champong as the full-back here in this afternoon's game. An interesting win there for Nations FC. 9 defeats away from home. Certainly not the best of the records there they want to have. They're ranked as the 3rd weak away side in the league.
Yeah, it's been a problem. That's been the biggest predicament this season. Not managing to get wins away from home. Even scoring has been a problem for them, this season in away games. And you're looking at this game and it's sort of, motivation and enthusiasm, the energy they are playing with already inside 7 minutes. And it tells you that there's a time they want to break that change at this season. They know the league is far beyond reach, but then they know they need to pick up valuable points if they want to place respectably on the table.
Trying to see exactly what the two teams will be coming into the game with. But it's Nations FC who definitely have shown the prowess by getting the first goal and going forward. 11 Wonders maybe want to change the narrative there. Desmond Champon again losing possession, had to be picked up by Mohamed Issa. And now possession here to Amjad Arila. So the players are looking to change a lot of things. Ahmed Issa here. And again, expecting the full back to just race down there. But again, he switches flatly, not able to move. And the coach just not happy about the performance. And expecting a lot from the two teams, maybe.
Yeah, especially in a home game. And they are losing too many second balls now already. They're not able to string the passes together. And that's where the frustration is emanating from for Emmanuel Edu, who's watching from the dugout. He believes they can do better at this point. Just giving away too many passes.
Ahmed is up. One of the beautiful things about the 11 Wonders side is that they know how to weave pretty patterns and keep possession. And again, they attempt to score some goals there. Sometimes do not work perfectly. They're being able to contain and possess the ball neat and simple. But again, to the final third is much of the problem there. First does here. Find space, bringing the ball deep into the half there. Again, they have to lose possession. Somewhat giving away to Razak Simpson. Now it's Brandon. There comes Nations FC. Trying to make sure that they have something going beautifully there for them. And also having the goalkeeper Rabin Usman Sanon also being part of the game here. But it's still the same narrative there for Nations FC. They may want to hold on to the win there, but too early to say so. Still managing to keep the performance and managing to go with the flow of the game. Not trying to register a goal here in a match there, but it's going to be a corner kick advantage there to Nations FC.
A good sprint by Arno to sprint about 30-35 yards. Oh, just 1v1 with a Champon with a widely time tackle there when Nations that corner.
And 6 matches there, yet to pick up a win there, 11 wonders, and that's going to be their 13th goal they've conceded. And 6 games played. In the last 5 matches, they conceded 12, and now they have conceded yet another goal here, so making it 13. And the Premier League, one of the weakest side in the scheme of things and how they want to change a lot of things there, but I expect to see some of the runs there coming through from Nations FC. Local Gripman has also been part of the running here from Nation.
It's interesting to see the centre-back pairing, you know, that centre-back move all the way forward into that attacking space. And it speaks about the spaces 11 Wonders are leaving behind. Talk about the fact that you have a centre-back in an attacking area, you know, nearly getting to the end of that ball.
Lovely pass now to Desmond Champong here, trying to advertise it across into the box now. And again, it's 11 Wonders not giving up. They still want to come in and provide some relief and reignite some bit of a passion in terms of how they want to respond to the goal conceded there by coming in with this header. The lovely jump there from Festus Nkrumah.
That was a looping header from Festus Nkrumah, drifting a bit, you know, infield. He was drifting a bit central from that left-hand side. He's playing as a left winger today, you know, with that pace and trickery. You'd always count on him to go past his markers with ease. But at that point, there's a space that was created at the left-hand side, allowing him to drift, you know, and get his head to that header.
Mohamed Issa here for Wonders. Good play in Nkrumah. Dropping it down to Desmond Champon. Another cross into the box. The goalkeeper is already beating. But a little bit of touch there from Sanon. And Farouk! And again, hits the lower part of the centre-back. And referee just allowed play to continue. Brandon here. Into Sapong. Yes. And I'm not in trouble there. But Wonders back in keeping possession. They're pretty much good at it, aren't they?
And they're enjoying the best spell of possession now. The last 2 minutes, it's been all Wonders.
Champo once again, release, and Goodman just able to get the ball away from him. Now Wonders can actually come back in the game if they do so.
And that was an earlier chance again. It was a lovely whip into the box. About the goalkeeper at full stretch, Robin Sanon does well. Let's tip that one away from danger. It's now about committing men forward. They're stringing the passes so well now, 11 Wonders. They just have to go that extra mile, you know, committing 1 or 2 more players up front.
Ula in jail. Now finding space down to Mohamed Issa. Again, just not able to find his target man. The Nations were clear. Zoli really also sitting right in front of the back four there for Nations FC. I'm trying to also find something here in the game. And Emmanuel Ano has been caught offside as well.
He's a low striker for them today, Emmanuel Ano. Oh, quite a lethal striker there. Very clinical as well.
On the left-hand side, you've really seen a lot of work there from Desmond. Again, not one of the best passes there you expect there come from Kofia Samoa.
And the frustration on his face tells it not what he was expecting, not the sort of outcome he expected after whipping that ball in. But it's been promising from them. You know, it's been promising from Wonders in the last 5 minutes or so. The way they string the passes together, you know, picking up, you know, a free man each and every time the other player on the ball.
A quarter of an hour already played in the game here, and still is Nations FC leading 11 Wonders by a goal to nil. Scored beautifully there by Joseph Ifa in the 4th minute. Wonders have actually accumulated 7 points at home after 12 matches played, scoring 8, conceding 21 at home. Total of 40 goals conceded in the Premier League. 11 Wonders now making Joseph Ifa's goal makes it 41 goals conceded.
You don't survive the Premier League with those numbers. You know, it looks awful numbers for any team that just gained promotion back into the top flight. You know, you just need to keep your defense tight. You need to frustrate teams, and it's one thing they failed to do all season.
Kwame Boachi here for Nations. He's able to keep the ball beautifully neat and into Brandon going in there, but not able to do so. Brandon. Here comes Angele Wula. Express the play down to the left-hand side, always looking to find around there of Desmond. But this time being picked up beautifully. Kofia Samoa releasing Mohamed Issa. Getting ball picked away from him. Now they have the way about neating the ball just in front of the position half. But again, the final pass, the killer pass is what is denying 11 Wonders an opportunity to score a goal here.
Yeah, this time Samoa does well, just deeper. You know, that's so well to link up play, but it was Issa with that poor first touch that let him down. There was no way he should have given that ball away. There was space in front of him to attack, but you know, that poor touch just gave that ball away cheaply.
Here comes Nkrumah. Beautiful round there has been pulled down. The referee says a legal tackle. And so it's going to be Sulemana here, Sohini, for Nations. Trying to dictate and control the game there for the visitors. Well, sent into the far side once against Nation, now trying to control the game. Nations FC themselves 12th on the Premier League table, 28 points. Again, you have Arnaud here in the box, looking to find space, and if once again in there, waiting for a pass. And here comes Sulemana Sohini from Boachi. Entry Sapong has been tripped from behind once again. The referee just last play to continue. It's not a legal tackle there, according to referee Lord Nete. Was looking to release a fullback from Boachi.
That was a good call. Player foul there. A bit of the notch on the back of Boachi. Look at that from Angela Wula. He's had so much freedom now. No Kwame Boachi from the left side of the Nations defense. Not really seen him in action, but yeah, we've not also seen any threat at all from Tete on the right hand side of the Wonders attack, allowing the Nations left back to have some freedom as well.
Sano really coming in. Simpson. Again, he has to use experience to get the ball away from his attacking player. Wula was coming in to put somebody of pressing for the ball. And Kwame Boachi here for Nations. In the last 5 matches, Nations have scored 5 goals. Now they've scored here, so making it 6. Their 6th game in the Premier League so far there. Well, they've been trying to really work hard in the league there, Nations FC. But they started pretty well. You recall some of the matches played. And the upset, they really caught some of the top teams in the Premier League, Nations FC. Here comes Razak Simpson. Now possession down to Zole. Spreading play down the right-hand side. Always looking for the run of Mark Williams Boateng.
quite a fighter. Hard working, Mark Williams, turn side of the attack, and offering some sort of support for Mashoud, who's playing as a winger today. Not really seen much of him though, but he's been decent defensively.
Well, Angie Sapon here on the set piece there for Nations FC. The near post, being attacked. Festus and Krumah is doing his defensive duties. He's expecting like the Razak Simpson just moving away from his defensive line to attacking area. Razak. Now Nation. I've seen plenty of the ball just right in front of Levin Wonders, and they're trying to push more. Arno pushing play down to the left hand side, trying to go around his man. He does so beautifully. Emmanuel Arno! And his left foot goes wide.
Yeah, that was a good hit by the marksman, Emmanuel Arno, drifting to the left hand side, but then beats his marker with ease. And from a distance, he sizes the post. He just believes there's enough space for him. No one closing him down at this point as well. And that's what you expect your attackers to do in games like this, but to build your confidence going forward. We've seen him those 1v1 situations already, but this time he decides to go for the hit. He does, misses the post by some inches. Yeah, that was the foul over there, persistent fouling. It was Mashoud. Kept on tailing him. At this point, yeah, the extended arm there on Asamoah.
Again, doing so, very lucky. He's been able to find himself in the very good place. Hamza Musa. The coach really would say, don't do that again. Next time, you might not be lucky. You were this time. The only player at the back there to save the situation, Mohamed Issa here for 11 Wonders. Pretty much busy this afternoon. Just giving the ball away, but they wanted to pick up beautifully. And now want to try from afar, Desmond Tete. Oh, what a save there from Rabin Osman Sanon. But what a hit there from Desmond Tete.
A spectacular hit from a dead stand. Desmond Tete just does well to skip past his marker. And again, you have to close him down. But you could see Razak Simpson trying to narrow the angle there. But Tete wouldn't want to push that one forward anymore. He does well at this point. Just look at that. And no one making a run. And he just had to hit that one. Had limited options. And run on. Osman with a fine save there.
Good hit there from Desmond Tete. Good save from San on ball to near post. And Wonders. One fancy another hit there. Blocked. Well, came off the body of Suleiman Soini. Sanon with a bit of a punch. And again, Spain scrambled away. And it's going to be 2v1 situation there. Arno, Scott Mohamed Issa to beat. Spread play and wait for some bit of a pass there for Angela Mashoud, who's sensing a cross into the box, and he has been attacked by Hakim Miller. The nation's really coming in. Hakim Miller really getting the ball down again. Another hit there for long range. Both teams beginning to size each other up. Halfway through the first half already. This Nations FC who certainly are looking to get the 3 points maybe. They lead by a goal to nil.
They want to play fearlessly. That's what they're doing now. Manuel Edu not quite content with his team performance so far. They've done everything right, with the exception of conceding a goal and not scoring one in this game. And the instructions will continue. He looks furious because they're allowing them too much space, and they are not winning the 50-50 balls, which is a problem for them. But up front, we just saw that spectacular hit by Tete, then forcing that good save of Sanon Osman. It's not really been bad from them. Wonders. Looking at where they lie on the league log, the points accumulated so far this season, just 9 from 23. That was that earlier goal. The Mashoud does so well. You know, and there's a cutback. This time, perfectly weighted ball. Getting sluggish there. Just have to go in hard. See that you're winning that ball. You're not allowing, the attacker to go past you. That was a bit sluggish. So sloppy. Then look at that. 3 shots in the box, but it was a far who wanted it more. Showed so much determination there. Attack that ball with everything. And they'll be saying to themselves that this was an avoidable goal, but it's always about the character and the reaction to going down first that we've seen these Wonders do that emphatically, despite the fact that they've not really scored. But talk about the attitude they've put up since conceding, and it's really been top level. But when you have a coach who is so expectant, like Emmanuel Edu, he's just not relenting. He's asking them not to relent, hitting them with the balls, and you could even get the equalizer at this point. But for Nations, it's also a point where you break that dark. There's a point where you want to break that jinx of not winning any game away from home.
We have a cooling break. Just one of the stories there you want to talk about, the 2 teams in the Premier League, with Nations FC story not being the best. They still are pushing and trying to ask almost other questions, but it's about management. It's been how the administrative work really affected the players on the pitch, reason they are seeing themselves moving out of the Premier League and going to find a way out there. But Nations FC themselves 12th on the Premier League table, in the best position there for them as well. But a win today might really catapult them a little bit up on the Premier League log. Depends on how it goes there.
Yeah, they'll need that. Last season, they were the best away side. So as far as point accumulation is concerned, they won 27 points away from home. This season already, they've only won 2. And if they should go ahead and win this game, that would make 5 for them. Nothing compared to their performances last season, but you'd say is a step in the right direction, especially.
Box there, and how do you have to pick it up? On Nations FC, in the last 5 matches, have won twice, lost twice, and have drawn once. All defeats came in the away games against Summertex and Heart of Lion.
Not what you'd expect from a team that finished 6 points behind the league champions, the Gold Stars, last season. 6 points, and that was even after you were docked 3 points. You were docked 3 points for failing to handle that game against Basakoli Stars. And you compare, you just oppose this season's performances by Nations FC to that of last season, and in every department you'd say that they've retrogressed, and which hasn't really been good for such a good team. They've got some quality in there as well.
Yes, a bit of a hit there coming through from Nations FC, not giving up. They want to score more goals. So it's going to be one of the most difficult moments there in the Premier League. Something that we see the 2 teams coming up. Spectacular performance. And again, you do see some of the movement there for the side and how they've been able to work themselves out. Always difficult when they intend to score most of the goals. The two teams want to get themselves up there in the Premier League. No wonders have only kept 3 clean sheets against Holy Stars. And then Carrera as well. They have also played their part and worked hard in the Premier League. But this is where the difficult work there becomes. Again, Living Wonders coming in. We're just in 2.5 hour mark. And Akim Miller here looking for space out there, and able to do so. Akim Miller just going straight to the body of the player. Again, just give them Zoli was the man who just got his way.
He had space to attack. He had space. He had enough time, Miller, to send that ball forward. You had a couple of attackers making the run down the left-hand side. You know, you question the decision-making at this point where you could release an easy ball, just help with the build-up.
Tete. No. Farouk. Got entry. Sapong on him. Just half an hour gone here at the Stradio Stadium. Just making sure that they almost everything working out perfectly for them. Here comes Zach Simpson, advertising the long ball into the left-hand side again, trying to pick up Kwame Boachi. Would do so. Salon really, far from the long range shot to save there from Tete, pretty much been on holidays, hasn't he?
Probably has. You know, the supply is having cut, and he's not really getting much of the balls now. We saw that earlier strike from him, and that one, you know, saw him drift a bit, you know, central to hit that one. We've not seen him much in action since, especially being policed by Kwame Boachi at the left-hand side of the nation's attack. Maybe you would want to swap positions or even drift a bit central, you know, to enjoy some of the possession.
Another set piece opportunity there for the visitor. And again, it's been plenty of the ball. There's 60% of possession there for Nations actually, and 40 for 11 Wonders. Surprise there, but the set piece coming in. Well, sent it to the far post once again. Hardy trying to come back. Indecision from Hardy. Initially looking to come back and see if he can collect the ball there, but change his mind and stay put in the goal post. Farouk. And just gives the ball away to Simpson. Zoli. And Suleimana has been pushed down.
I think that was a push, a clear push there. No, Wonders are not pushing hard. They are not pressing for the ball now, allowing Nations FC to take the game to them now. It's having far too easy. Suedu playing in central midfield, but helping with the attacking duties, you know, as and when finds himself in those attacking areas as well.
Here they come again, Nations FC with another try from long range. Has been picked up by Hardy. Oh, the efforts really coming in thick and fast there from Nations FC.
And a bad hit, Brandon Enchi. I'm switching to the right-hand side now. He cut onto his left foot. Struck that one. A bit of ricochet there, taking off the par. Before Jay could handle that. Again, another good intent from them, and it's even getting more difficult now.
I'm still seeing glimpses of 11 wonders coming into the game.
And the look on the face of Emmanuel Edu tells you he's not really happy, with a couple of decisions. To some extent, the interpretation of that tactical display from his side.
But again, Sanon coming out there, and Tete, and another best of placement there from the man who's been trying to find a goal here for 11 Wonders.
He's been quiet, but he needs to be hitting the back of the net. Yeah, the angle was a bit against him, but Sam does well here, cutting too well. Doesn't really know his positioning. At some point, you could see I'd wanted to go, grab that one with his hands, but it was a good move. There somewhat through the middle. Sanon doing so well to hit that one, not cleared fully. Tight angle there. Tete to hit that one on a cute angle.
Here comes Sanon. Also trying his luck from a long range. But both teams just flapping opportunities, very much those scoring opportunities for them.
It tells you that goals in this game. It tells you that we could witness an avalanche of goals. It could be a goal galore here, but it's all about the ability to finish these chances. Some glaring, some half chances. Earlier on, we saw Benjamin Tete fluff one. Emmanuel are not shooting way over, the post. Of 11 Wonders, I think they've done well keeping their shape, the shape since conceding a goal that you'd be thinking is avoidable, but you still have that code in midfield of Ahmed Issa and Mohamed Issa doing so well now together with the Wula Angel, who's also been missing for some time, but it's not been really good for them attacking wise, but I think they've really kept their shape, even though they've allowed spaces, they've allowed Nations FC some chances as well. For a team with just 9 points after 23 games, you sometimes give them credit for how they carry themselves and how they set up in games like this. Nations FC, they just have to, just go for the simple options now, I think. They have the quality now. If you come up against a side like 11 Wonders, then you should have enough quality and confidence to string the passes. You have to, they've kept, a chunk of the possession, but now they have to make some good decisions in the third half as well.
Well, again, they're just trying to find a space here. But the problem here, really, for 11 Wonders is the final pass there to the attacking players to get the goals there. Tete's really seen some plenty and very good positions there to score a goal. There, he's got long range shot saved. He's got just a little point just at the edge of the box there to see if he can, dink over the goalkeeper and just went wide.
Yeah, despite being limited to just 40% of the possession, they've created some decent chances.
Now on the charge here, 11 Wonders now looking for the ball there in the box, waiting patiently. There's going to be an opportunity here, but it's been taken away from there. The second goal might be coming here. And they're still struggling to get something. Kwambuachi with a little back flick there. Another shot coming in. It's been blocked by Mohamed Issa. Possession here from Kwambuachi, and again, they have a set-piece advantage.
And just what we're talking about, decision-making up front. It was a lovely cutback. Again, Suhini not being able to just latch onto that. Just lost his foot in there, but again, a good ball in. Kwame Boache on the left-hand side. And it tells you how, he's had so much freedom to operate on the left-hand side, joining the attack. And, he's really stepped up his game this afternoon, the left back.
Five minutes to go here in the first half. 11 Wonders have not scored 4 goals against Nations and considered 5 in the last 2 outings or in all competitions. Another set-piece advantage, but sent to the far post once again. It's been going to be attacked there by Samsing, and Ano with that bullet strike goes wide again. And he's desperate to get a goal there, isn't he?
Yeah, yes. Scored a hat-trick in the reverse fixture in that 3-2 win at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, and he's eager to get his name on the score sheet. Oh, that was a push over there, but nothing given there. It wasn't Mashoud, but not drop volley there by Manuel Ano. Lacking a bit of accuracy. He knows if there's one player that knows how to score against that side, it's certainly Manuel Ano.
Again, it's a confirmation of the scoreline here. 11 Wonders 0, Nations 1. Simpson, doing his defensive duties beautifully there. Tete. Mohamed Issa. Hakim Miller. Bismillah Champong. There's a good turn there by Nkrumah. Here comes Zarilla. Back to Hakim Miller. Fine space in Hamza Musa as well. And Nations just shooting the balls and trying to find a instinctive pass. I may want to change everything there against Nations FC. Now was an opportunity to hit the ball really amongst almost everybody. And turn away beautifully the Tete, the offside flag already up here. That was a very, very poor decision there from Tete.
He should be doing better. Benjamin Tete at that point had spaces. He had enough space, but decided to play that one back onto the part of a Samoa who was in an offside position there. They should have just gone for the other option, perhaps maybe moving the ball a bit more forward. And it's been a problem as well for Wonders. Know what to do at what time. Saw him Tete hit that long strike, but at that point you'd be thinking that a player of his caliber should be executing that with some sort of ease.
Musa. They're trying to get things done right. And the 11 Wonders again wandering their way into again an equalizing goal, and As Angela Wheeler also working hard here. Just about approaching the end of the first half. And here comes Tete. Turns beautifully. Spreading play down to the left-hand side once again. Musa just goes in between to it. And that's going to be a huge counter-attack here. There's a good play. Beautiful down and cross comes in. There's a lovely opportunity now for the second. It is Arnaud. And again, blasted wire ball was actually beautifully notched down by Joseph Ifafano. And just not the best of connection there for Arnaud, but a lovely piece of work there from Abdullah Mashoud. And have volley advantage there for Nations FC, and that opportunity has been fluffed there. Again, they're still probing and looking to ask a lot of questions there and see if they can score more. Here comes Arnaud. It is Brandon. Entry Sapong. Trying to cut it back beautifully and wants to go on the left. But it's got to spread play. Arnaud is a target man here. And another strike comes out and goes wide. A confirmation of 2 minutes of added time. And again, a bit of a concern there for Nations FC as they have a player who probably need to be attended to. Here comes Brandon and Chisapong. Yeah, this is where I felt that he might have been fouled. And again, there was no touch or no contact on him at all. It'll probably be a little bit of a hamstring situation. Angela Wula. Here comes Musa. Another cross into the box. And again, it's going to be one that's struggling to at least maintain momentum in the game. Another ball into the box there, and it's going to be attacked. And Levin Wonders again, losing the opportunity. Just dropping the ball down to a position. And not. It's going to be a 3v3 situation. Waiting for the ball, there's entry Sapong. And are not just slowing the game down. Nations having Zoli. Letting play down the right-hand side and expecting to have Arnaud coming in here. Got Brandon and Efa in the box waiting. Mashoud leaves the ball down, and it's going to be an opportunity now for Nations. Wriggling away into the box. Now it's going to be a corner kick. Right, so just approaching the end of the first 45 minutes of the game here at week 24 of the Premier League. Wonders and Nations FC ball sent in again. Nobody there to attack the ball there, and the referee really asking the players to understand that it's the end of the first half. But so far, there's visitors who really have registered the first goal through the beautiful header there by Joseph Ifa. That's the only thing separating the two sides. Levin Wonders have kept some possession there, but Nations FC with this man, Joseph Ifa, giving them the first goal, and be looking back and perhaps going down his tunnel in the dressing room to ask a lot of questions and maybe have some bit of answers to the lapses they probably may have created, allowing Levin Wonders to get some chances and to advertise opportunities for goals there. In Spain, the Ghana Premier League here at the Stradio Stadium, Wonders nil, Nations FC 1 at half time.
A huge delivery cost discouraging you from buying the home appliance you want? Or are you frustrated by the late paid delivery? Worry no more. The unprecedented deal from Max Buy is here. Buy your TV, AC, refrigerators, washing machine, and have it delivered within 24 hours at zero cost. Yes, you heard it right. 24 hours free delivery and installation within Accra and Tema at the comfort of your home. For clarification on this offer, call us on 0544 019 552. You can also order on our website www.maxbuy.com.gh.
Aromatic powder, achi baby ashe. See na me ko to me there wa ati shop I wa ni baria.
Me dasi, mommy aromat I wash up anyina. Hey, Mama G, also use aromat.
Papa, spices flavor no, garlic, jene, kekedro, and other mixed spices for mo, and chicken flavor no. And one I may use it.
Na so person when you jollof, light soup, chicken, stew, and also spaghetti Italian po. Aromat seasoning powder. This is some we dey and demo.
Hey, Daddy.
Men noa ediane keke. For aromat noa nenye de.
FDA aje dwade nkrato ya to me.
Who wants to play truth or dare? Me. Truth. My mom says daily milk is a source of calcium and protein. Truth. Daily milk comes in 3 delicious flavors and I have tasted them all. Very yummy. Wow. Now I dare you all to drink daily milk on a daily. That is new and nice.
Introducing Daily Milk, Ghana's new milk drink. It comes in strawberry, banana, and vanilla flavors, making it a delicious choice for me and you. Daily Milk, an amazing twist to milk. This advert is FDA approved.
I had been to Homeopathic Clinic. Ejuma meye oni akuma yarba. Akuma yarba no dos. Ibi wo kwa osende owo cardiomegaly. Anede wako mo wakai chendo owo left ventricular hypertrophy. Anem pode owo problem bi kofu pin wo fa na arrhythmia. Ni nyinara no ya akuma yarba. Baby papa oni sendo bi biare ni ho a oze akuma yarba. Oza abaha wako gen.
Uti fie yedin ade na wo tina ho ama akoma yare aka wato den e wo so utumi sori waka na wo ko onwuma so fa akoma yare no fa bedan ni ma yanwi akoma yare ne ho emma entina fie emma akoma yare ne nka ho to den bra Heartbeat Homeopathic Clinic
eba mo buo dodo meso mo buo dodo.
You're welcome back into the studios here from the Swedru Stadium, where Nations FC have their noses in the lead, courtesy an early goal scored just after kickoff. So it's 1 goal to the good for the visitors, and it looks like it's promising enough for them, looking for their first away win at the expense of 11 Wonders. 11 Wonders have been chasing around, huffing and puffing, but nothing really has come out of their game plan. And you saw glimpses of the reactions of the coach during the game. It doesn't seem like things are going too well for 11 Wonders. But back in the studio, I still have Nanedu and Francis Blackgate Aboibo in the studio. And gentlemen, we've seen the first 45 minutes. Nanedu, has it lived up to the expectations? I mean, you were looking forward to see a lot of more positive play from Nations FC. We also saw some of the tactics being employed. How has the game gone for you in the first 45?
I think I was expecting more goals, especially in the first 45 minutes, because Nations looks like the team who is eager for the maximum 3 points.
Sure.
So I thought they would throw more men forward to get more goals in the first 45 minutes. At least 2 or 3 goals in the 45 minutes. That will guarantee them the maximum 3 points by the end of the second half. But I didn't see that in the first 45 minutes. After scoring the first goal, they lose to the last. You know, about 2 or 3 occasions when the ball enters into the 18-yard box. I'm expecting Emmanuel Ano and the other players in the Nations team to score from those angles. But you know, they've been a little bit jittery on the ball try to find the right balance around the 18-yard box and 16-yard box, but they struggle to score. So I think their first touch, their movement around the 18-yard box should be more purposeful around the goalpost and score more goals for Nations FC. That is what I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I've seen he had not got a few chances blasted off target, and I'm thinking that for a player his caliber, someone who has gained a lot of experience playing it for Bichim and then also for the national junior teams as well, at least I was thinking that he'll be a lot more, solid and potent.
In the 18-yard box, the most important thing for a player is your first touch. When you get it wrong, it determines how the second ball will go. And I think most of the problem for the Nations FC players around the 18-yard box has been their first touch. They don't touch the ball well around the 18-yard box. It looks like they are in a hurry to score when they enter into the 18-yard box. That is what I'm seeing from their game in the first 45 minutes.
Plugit.
Yeah. You look at the game, Joseph Efa broke the deadlock in the first half.
Yeah.
And aside that, Nations FC had some goal mouth action, but their final decision-making leave much to be desired. Chief culprit of the day, Emmanuel Arnaud, the man that you bank your hopes on to make the right decision. See, is that after the first touch, you have to get it wrong. Your calmness, your composure, your decision-making has to be spot on to be an elite goal scorer.
Yeah.
But you look at him, most of the time when they get on top of the pitch, the way they link up with each other, it leaves much to be desired. Frederick Nzole together with Suleiman and Suwaidu, I think they are not making the right decisions, and that has been their problem. If they can calm down and show a lot of maturity in terms of what they want to do on top of the pitch, they should have been up by at least 2 goals or 3 goals in the first half. But when they get there, there's so much pressure on them to do something. Because sometimes they break on the left flank, and then you have a spare man on the right side yearning for a decent cross into the box to link up on top of the pitch. But they just don't manage to do the right things. And it has been, that has been their biggest problem. Like on the screen there again, the defender came back at the right time to timely tackle to take the ball away from Arnaud. He has been the liveliest player in terms of their attacking phase. But whenever he gets himself into those dangerous positions, his decision-making needs to be prompt and swift.
Yeah, I thought
but
so
he's
too.
not getting that. The moment he adjusts his feet to get that, I think they'll be able to cause much more problem to 11 Wonders.
All right, let's get back to the Swedru Sports Stadium and touch base with the technical benches of both sides to see and hear their reactions at the end of the first half.
For other season, I've been joined here at pitch side by the assistant coach Abuaje Dakosa, the assistant of Nations FC. Coach, how did some of the first 45?
It's very difficult for us. So we had a breakdown when we were coming and no warm-up. Imagine, it's very, very difficult. So we thank God we have had the first goal.
But tactically, what would you say about the team and the setup this afternoon? How have they been able to interpret that tactical, setup, and how have they displayed it on the pitch for you?
Because of lack of warm-up, our tactical play is not incepted. It's very bad. Yeah, we were here to press and then take the ball to them. And right now they are taking the ball to us, which we don't like it. So we're going into the second half and we're going to. Now they are a bit warm up, so we advise them to push a little bit harder. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's Abuaje Dakosa.
All right, so we heard from the technical brains of Nations FC. And of course, he explained clearly, gentlemen, that the late arrival, and that was due to the breakdown they had on the way, plus due to the fact that because they are not really warmed up into the game. So, like you said, we found a few of their strikes, very wanting, especially you mentioned Emmanuel Arnaud, who on a very good day can hit the target, but you realize that, again, the explanation says he's not warmed up enough.
Yeah, you look at, the rules. You are supposed to be within the vicinity, like 1 hour to the stadium or 30 minutes to the stadium, a day prior to kickoff. But these days, they just flout the rules. So they decide to travel from long distance.
A day to the kickoff.
Yeah, most of the away games is here. Even with the production crew, you travel to the venue. Under normal circumstances, a day to the game.
Yes.
Because you have to be within the vicinity of the game. So that is not an excuse for me. You shouldn't even be saying that,
Well, he's just giving us information that is what happened.
I am not interested in that information. He shouldn't drag the game into further disrepute for us. We want to talk about the game itself. I think whether they are there to warm up or not, it's their technical decision or management decision. They take it, they should learn from it and move away from it. But the football itself is what we are interested in. And if you look at what 11 Wonders did, they didn't just come out without giving up a fight. They are giving up a fight because under normal circumstances, we expect them to lose by all means. But on the day, they've also carried a little bit of threat in the game this afternoon, in the first 45 minutes. You look at what they did defensively. I think they've been pretty solid from what we've seen in their previous games. Desmond Achampong, Hamza Issa, Hakim Miller, and then Farouk Ameyaw at the back. The 4 back. Basically, whenever you have Nations FC broke free, they had enough bodies at the right places of the game to be able to deal with them. So they are still in the game. It's just 1-0. They can come back into the second half and do something that they've not been doing in their previous game, which is to claw back the goal and try to win the game. But for Nations FC, they are just supposed to link up properly on top of the pitch if they are supposed to further cushion the 1-goal lead so that they can be able to play their normal game. So far, but I think so far, it has not been a boring game. It has not been a bad game. It's been one of those games that you say averagely the two teams are doing very well.
But that obviously they're getting the opportunities are coming. They're creating the chances, but the conversion rate has not been the best, Nanedu. At least we saw a couple of instances where nations could have gone up by 2 or 3 goals before the end of the first 45.
No, the assistant coach wanted to tell us that, because they didn't get a proper warm-up before the start of the game. Their first 45 minutes will be like warming up to the proper game itself.
Okay.
That is why you can see most of their players in the 45 minutes a little bit slower. Maybe the second half things will change because I'm expecting more men forward for Nations FC. Sodro is not a town that you meet a lot of traffic. I'm sure the team decided to move from Kumasi to Sodro on a match day, or they decided to move to either Accra or somewhere around Sodro so that they moved to the Sodro Sports Stadium on the match day. Yeah. Maybe that could be the reason why they didn't get a proper warm-up before the start of the game. But I'm sure in the second half, we will see a better performance from both sides compared to the first 45 minutes that we saw in the game. But I think around the 18-yard box, the coach will have to speak to the players. Composure in the 18-yard box is crucial for any attacker. And I don't normally see midfielders in our games in recent times creating a lot of chances for the attackers. There's a big gap between the midfielders in the Nations FC team and the attackers. Who are your key wingers? What is the game plan? Are they playing to the strength of Emmanuel Lano? Or Emmanuel Lano is becoming the movement type of striker that he moves into the 18-yard box, come back, receive the ball, try to enter into the 18-yard box again. That is one thing that I'm not really seeing from the Nations FC game. But I think 45 minutes in an away game, irrespective of the team that you are meeting, we are leading by 1 goal to 0. It's a super performance for that away team.
So which means that we should expect a lot more from both sides in the second 45. Let's spare a minute for 11 Wonders. And again, I agree with Blackgate. You can't really blame the team, even though the expectations are that it will be a straight walk in the park for Nations FC. They are also putting up a spirited performance, but they are just not hitting it right.
Yeah, they are not hitting it right. That's right. Emmanuel Boateng needs to come onto the pitch, the captain, the number 10. He's someone that carries the ball well in terms of defense, splitting passes into the attacking channels. He has those qualities, both long and short passes. And he can strike the ball on top of the penalty box as well from range. So he's a quality player that they have in their fold. You have to get close to the attacker. But he gave him a little bit of space and he duly punished them. But the cross, it's a pinpoint accuracy. And the striker, right place at the right time to head the ball. And he got it right. And that was a perfect pattern face of play from them. And then they got their equalizer.
You're expecting a lot more of positive play from Nations in the second half?
Absolutely. Nations FC, even in the first half, they were doing the simple basic things. Carry the ball, play onto both flanks, try to link up on top. But it's the decision making that they need to exercise a little bit of, composure and calmness. Because if you rush things, you get things done wrongly. But if you can be a little bit calm in terms of decision making, you pick the right decisions, and then they can pick up the premium chances and further cushion the goal. But I think so far, in terms of attacking phase, Nations FC have done a lot in terms of carrying much more threat to the opponent. But for 11 wonders, they have to come back into the game and be a little bit daring. They have to come out of their shells. Believe that if they surge forward and try to cover premium chances, they can be able to also get some decent chances to score. Because if you don't if you don't dare, or if you don't carry much more threat, or if you don't shoot more, you can't score goals. Because the more you try, the higher the opportunity or the chance of you scoring. But if you don't try at all, then you don't carry any proper threat into the game.
Will it be worth their while to even try?
Well, they have to, because the game is at 1-0 now, and it's up there for the taking. The next goal is very crucial in this game. If Nations FC should further cushion the scoreline to 2, it's become a tall mountain for them to climb.
Okay. Tall mountain or not, let's get back to the stadium to see how the second 45 minutes will go. We'll join you at full time.
The home side is record so far in the Premier League, and what they have failed to do so far. Expectation that they'll be able to come out and do something. Nations FC really calm, composed, and they work like a team that believes something big is brewing this season. Again, he's still looking for 11 wonders. I tell you what, the cloud cover drifts slightly. Merciful, gentle, the tempo lifts. Yeah, looking to see exactly how things will be sharp, precise, and 11 wonders getting us underway here in the second half. Both teams remain unchanged. And Nations FC would quickly put possession here with Suleimana charging here to win the ball there for Nations FC. Here comes Nzoli, Frederick, and Brandon Nkisapong. Ball intercepted, and Teta picks it up for 11 wonders. Again, lovely interception, beautifully by Raymond Okogripman. And back with possession there. And that's how they started the first half there, Nations FC, and managed to get the first goal as early on as in the 4th minute. They want to really pull their legs on the accelerator and continue to put the pressure and press pretty much deeper and see if they can get the second goal pretty early in the second half as well. It's always been exciting to see what they're able to come back in the game there. Very poor pass there from Tete. Expecting a lot from Desmond Tete, but not in the second half. And Hardy, the only goalkeeper who's picked up a ball in the back of the net. Kwambuachi. And now Emmanuel Ano. So giving possession, turns beautifully there. A lot of space for him to go. See, he can get straight down to Ifa, who sends the ball back again. Trying to keep possession neat and simple. Shoot. And that's certainly going to be a handball scenario there against 11 Wonders. And Frimpong Manso looking on, trying to encourage his players to come back very strongly here. And that's Mohamed Issa, charged to have intercepted the ball with his hand there. And so it's going to be a free kick advantage there to Nations FC.
Especially away from goal. 3 points is there for the taking. And you're thinking that Frimpong Manso should be proud of what they're doing so far in the opening minutes of the second half.
A poor kick there from Kwambuachi. Good play now. Nations, Ifa turns beautifully, and this time goalkeeper Hardy picks it up beautiful once again.
A good chance to make it 2. Good chance to get a brace there. Lovely turn. But then it was a feeble shot. Beating the goalkeeper at that angle. Just look at that lovely skill. So just move the defender the wrong way. Had open space. Had that space to just bend the ball over the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Festus being the first player to have his name taken there on the foul here.
Yeah, very aggressive there. Very aggressive, quite needless as well. Yatsuin in full control of the ball. Does well to hang on, shield the ball perfectly. But was Festus in Kruma not allowing him any space at all over him. I think that was the right call. Could see that attempt there also when it starts there. Very, very lucky he wasn't set up for that.
Here comes Ano. A good turn there from Ano, but again, it's going to be prevented from getting into the final third. Yeah, I thought he had pretty much of a notch on his lips. And that's the round there from Emmanuel Ano. And again, was stopped there by Hamza Musa.
He had to limited space there. Ano trying to just squeeze himself into that little space left over the bar. He starts so strong. Not allowing him that space as well.
Have an interesting scenario there for 11 Wonders is that their ratio for goal scoring per match is 0.63, roughly 1 goal every 2 matches.
You talk about factors that has left them, dead in that relegation dogfight or even at the base of the league log. And I think that's one of the main factors. When you're not scoring goals and you're conceding a lot of goals, concede 41 and you've not even scored up to 20 goals, after 23 games, it's quite worrying. And for Wonders, you could count about, a million reasons why they find themselves there. But evidently on the pitch, you need to be scoring. When you have quality, you should be scoring. Some of the fans also got really upset when the team decided to sell their best player in the first round, Frank Aware, in the January transfer window. And it's not really sat well with them since moving him out.
Was my shoot. Wonders really high as defeat was a 4-1 loss to Hearts of Lions. And Trump Teresa back in the MTN FA Cup as well. Now they have yet another corner kick to deal with it.
And that was a good decision there. By Ifa to hit that one into that danger zone, but good defending as well to clear that one.
Here comes Brandon Echisapon's ball to the box now. It's a lot of work there in the final third. But again, possession back to Samson. And Razak is gone to ground there. But again, the referee just looking on and asking players to just continue play. Here comes 11 Wonders. Still charging forward, looking for space there. And yet again, slowing that play. And much of a disappointment there for Festus and Nkrumah. They felt that it was really in a very advantageous area to get the ball there. But again, a very sluggish play. Now they have to recycle. Just when the champions ball into the box is being repelled there by Razak Simpson. Back to Hakim Miller. Here's the return of the ball there, Hakim Miller. Also spreading it down to the right hand side and trying to make sure that at least you have the likes of Farouk coming in. Again, Razak Simpson being the towering defender at the back there. The referee just seeing that offside position against Samoa.
Well, he would protest because he wasn't interfering with play at that point, and that's where the protest, it's coming from, somewhat from the flag. But the transitioning by Wonders, has been questionable this afternoon, how they love to transition the ball. We've seen them string the passes decently. We need to transition quicker.
I tell you what, that's a normal for corner kicks being given out there by 11 Wonders in the second half. Really shocking indeed.
Yeah, and for Nations, they've been at the receiving end, but you ask the question, what have they done with the corners they get in? And it's been quite a number of corners for them from the first half, but nothing meaningful. You know, maybe the set piece routine is not really helping, because whenever they take it, it's so easy. It's either to the far post where there's no one, or it's so easy for the defenders of Wonders to deal with it.
Corner kick here, been taken. The near post has been repelled there by Wonders. And, here comes Angel. Roller just been brought down.
And again, talk about how they want to transition that ball, especially when you're down. There should be some urgency in how you want to transition quicker from defense to attack.
And here they go again, 11 Wonders. Now they have a chance. One trying to turn around, squares one, and just side net in the days.
They're quite positive with this one, and it was one thing we've been talking about that has really hampered, their game this afternoon. But that's what you want to do: 2-3 passes, even before the opponent settles, before they move back into their shape. You need to destabilize them. And that was who had a shot just come off, at the side net.
Well, those who are talking about the 11 Wonders side and saying that technically, probably want to say that they are relegation bound, because no team really survived the Premier League on a single-digit point after 20 matches in the history of the league.
Yeah, and at this point, what could save them possibly? Yeah, mathematically they are in it, like everyone says, but realistically, Graham, I don't think they can make it. I don't think they can survive this, and you feel it in the way the players play, in their demeanor. You feel that they know that it's ended for them. There's no way they'll be in the league come next season.
Well, you mentioned how many players Wonders really lost. The likes of Ephraim Odro and Osman Zakaria were key members in their qualification. Osman Zakaria giving an assist, scoring the winning penalty in the last playoff match against RTU. Still trying to find spaces here. Gripman here. Switch play. And again, just Mashoud nearly got the opportunity to push the team forward. And Wonders really have had a very difficult moment there, but they are still not giving up. They probably want to get an equalizing goal to confirm the number of goals scored. Wonders 0, Nations 1. Well, the very last time Nations got to Srejo, they scored first and had a 90th minute equalizing goal against them. And it's Brandon, entry Sapon Brandon in the ball, squares one in here and cleared by Issa. And again, it's going to be a substitution scenario there for Having won this, the coach is beginning to respond to the pressure that I've really had to deal with.
Well, that was an aggressive one there from Oko Gripman on Wula. See Wula feeling the impact after that.
They have the likes of Festus and Krumah out of the game. One of the things they want to do is make sure that the team is playing the football that they expect. And you probably are looking for Mark Williams Boateng. Was trying to pick up Arnaud. Didn't quite get to him. And Mashoud here sent in another ball to the far post. Once again, nobody really attacking the ball. And It's going to be an opportunity there for the home side Wonders, and Nkrumah being withdrawn. Just looking forward to seeing exactly what will be happening in this game if 11 Wonders are able to get the equalizing goal there. But the substitution made, your take on it?
Yeah, it's an attacking substitution. When you take off Nkrumah, you bring on Emmanuel Boate with all that experience on the left-hand side. I don't think he'll stick to the left-hand side. He wants to play with some freedom. He would be given the license to roam, but it's a quality he adds to this team. He has been such a pivotal player for them. And having him on the pitch would just give them some boost, morally. But for Nations, if they should allow Wonders to get into this game, that would be a huge blow for them. We've seen them, relinquish leads in games, and especially away from home, and this wouldn't really be good for them. They've been dominant, and it's just unfortunate for them. They've not gotten that second goal, which could be a cushion to allow Wonders to come into the game. I think that would be a huge blow.
Free kick advantage now to Wonders. Ball sent in, again repelled by Nations FC with a long strike and goes away. Well, again, it's been a very, very quiet second half. Both teams started very aggressively. We expect to see some of the players showing signs that they really will come into the game, but it will be a very good call there for Nations, at least if you're able to get a 3 points.
Yeah, massive. They break that change of not winning in game away from home that season. The stress, everything that goes into preparing for an away game, not winning a single one. Not really good for them.
Here comes the opportunity for Suleimana Sohini. Gets the ball into the box now. It's going to be the second, but the flag had already gone up. They thought he scored a brace.
His movement actually caught him there, flat-footed, waiting for that ball. Just didn't care where he was at that point, right behind the last defender. Yeah, that was just so right. He was the last one, about half a yard offside there.
Again, it's Nations FC are still probing, and at least they are looking to get the second goal here. The PS 11 Wonders have recoiled and are not being aggressive as they try to be. That was a lovely piece of work now. As the player wiggles his way into the box now, it's going to be Brandon. It's going now with a shot there. Good work by Frederick Zoli. And again, you expect to see Nations FC really coming very much harder here. Just when a champ on, pretty much a disappointment there for him, because you expect to see a lot of work there from his teammates.
Yeah, they have to. They are turning the heat now. They're doubling up. They're committing more men forward, and that earlier move was just, a great move, promising move there. And Zoli doing all the hard work before teeing up his teammate Brandon Enchi, and that shot was blocked. And Nations, they are really moving the ball so well, so quick, but they are making good use of the half spaces being left by Wonders.
I tell you what, there's a win here for Nations FC. Moves them up to 8th position for 24 games played. They've actually had 7 drawn games in the Premier League and have also lost 9. And they won 8 games there for Nations. But that's an interesting statistical move there for Nations FC.
Yeah, it is. But you'd be thinking there's a side that came close to winning the league last season, just 6 points. They lost the league by just 6 points to eventual winners, BVA Gold Stars. And the standards have dropped, but expectations quite high as well going into each and every game. That was cynical, quite cynical there. Be careful.
Got a yellow card here. Goes out to Sohini Suleimana. Yeah, there's a foul here, and again, that's a yellow card But again, the yellow card really going down to Suleiman. I'm not too sure what it was there, but he's the descent, and it's got to be substituted already.
He has to. Frimpong Manso not taking any chances at all. No Suhini, Suleimana. He's been decent pretty much in midfield this afternoon. So, but it was for that earlier tackle earlier on. I don't think it's Suhini who gets substituted though.
Yeah, I mean, he just walks off the pitch there. And Ampofo is being given the opportunity to come in here.
And it's Suhini actually.
Suhini
he was having a
yellow card there, but again,
well.
you talk about the decision by the referee. I'm sure he might have said something to him. It was booked for dissent. So the infringement was taken on the other side, though, but the yellow card was given just right in front of the referee. Suhini was shown a yellow card.
Yeah, Mashoud, the culprit, he was lucky to escape, that booking by the referee. But Suhini, like you rightly said, I think it was for dissent. Because it was Mashoud Abdullah who, went lunge into that tackle on Asamoah.
Desmond, a champ on there, just standing right behind the ball here. An opportunity now for Wonders to advertise something into the box there, but Sadon will have to pick it up here for Nations FC. Not the best of kicks there from 11 Wonders, playing to the tactical strength of Nations FC. Yet again, a very poor ball on the left foot into the box.
And that free kick from Desmond Champon, aiming at no one in particular.
Just 31 points there for Nations FC in the Premier League. And again, the expectation of the fans of Nations back in Kumasi was that the team was going to really perform wonders. And magically, they haven't really been able to do so.
There was a slip there. Quite unfortunate. Couldn't get full grasp of that ball. I think he should be fine now, Benjamin Tete. So, sometimes you feel he's been isolated on the right-hand side of attack, but I think as and when he's been played in, you feel his presence as well. In the first half, we saw that bullet of a strike from him that had to be dealt with by Osman Sanon.
Here comes opportunity now for the team here. Nations would have to defend the set piece. Going to have Living Wonders, Desmond, and Farouk just behind the ball here. They try to get something and get equalizing goal at least to keep them going into the game. And ball pushed in is going to be Desmond Champon. Very, very poor play there from 11 Wonders.
Yeah, but you don't score when you take such awful, dead balls. You just don't score. I don't see how you could even, cause any havoc with that. You could see, the intentions were so clear. It was Farouk, exchanging that 1-2 quickly with Desmond Champon, but I think execution again, with so many question marks around it.
Good play there from Akim Miller. Confirmation of the scoreline here. Still 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Ball sent back to Sanon to restart play. McWilliams. Good play there from the right fullback position. And Zoli get back to Razak Simpson. And it's going to be the Nations FC keeping the ball. And again, it's going to be Musa winning it there for Nation at 11 Wonders. Again, another ball into the half there of Isa. Here comes Isa. Again, very poor play once again for 11 Wonders. Not able to show the balls the way the fans expect them to. And haven't really been able to get themselves away from the relegation zone. And so they sit bottom with 9 points out of 24 league games.
Yeah, I think football is an easy game where you make the easy decisions, but not when you try to complicate it. And that's been a problem as well. So for Wonders, in midfield, it's been a bit stagnant though. But the quality there, talk about motivation, attitude.
Well, the referee just seen yet another free kick Just in front of the 18-yard box against Aiden Kofi Asamoah. That was a very late tackle from Nations FC.
Yeah, he's been unplayable this afternoon. Yeah, he's not scored, but he does so well with a link-up play. He's dropped deep. Asamoah, we've seen him make all those runs, dragging defenders out of position, and they've struggled all afternoon to deal with the space as well. Quite diminutive, but they're very pacey as well. And you talk about the fouls. Wonders, have won all afternoon. He's won close to half of these fouls with his movement and pace.
Here comes Farouk with a strike. What a save there from Sanoun. Good play. Good save.
And when you have a teammate applaud, you feel, yeah, that was a top-notch save there. And the execution there. Got a technique to bend that one over the wall. Amen. For the right-hand corner. He does so. The swerve on it. John Benton. Sanoun stood his grounds and had to make that save.
And twice ball hit from long range, being carried away there by Sanoun. 11 Wonders have really come close to getting equalizing goal. Yet another rebound. And a very poor play there from Mohamed Issa.
Yeah, left alone to deal with the pieces, and rightly so, that ball fell to him. But he was trying to hit that ball from a distance. You need some level of accuracy and technique to hit that. Issa lacking it a bit, but I think it gives them some respite to regroup and then also try to break again.
Into the last 20 minutes of the game here at the Sergio Stadium. Wonders 0, Nations 1. Goal scored by Joseph Efa in the 4th minute. That's the only thing that's separating the two sides, but Nations FC really struggling to get the equalizing goal here. But so far, 20 minutes to go. Your take on the game?
Yeah, it's been cagey. It's been cagey. For Wonders, it's not been bad. We've seen their standards. We've seen their performances so far after 23 games. And for a side that has won just twice all season, you talk about this performance, Bayern conceding that early goal, I think it's been pretty much, a substandard performance, but it's what you attribute them with. But for Nations, there's an opportunity for them to just break that jinx. You just don't move from being the best performing away side to one of the worst in the space of a season. For them, this could really mean a lot to them if they could walk back to a Brancasse with a maximum point. It would be huge towards their Premier League survival chances. And that foul again, this time on just Mark Williams. He's been quiet. He's been very, very quiet, but though defensively, he's given them so much in defense. He's combined so well as well with Brandon up front.
A good chance now for Nations again to get the second. And 11 Wonders. Not too sure how the defending really have been. They have been giving the balls away and conceding a lot of corner kicks in the game.
Yeah, you'd credit Nations FC for being a bit charitable, not punishing them for all the balls they've given away in dangerous areas. And also talking about all the fouls they've given. I think in that department, they've really lacked a lot this evening, 11 Wonders. But Nations are not ruthless as well. They are not the most ruthless side we've seen in the league. Not scoring too many goals away from home as well. And they've really, really squandered lots of chances.
Substitution there, Desmond Tete and Desmond Champion all out for Felix Akolo and Matthew Amponsa. 2 Desmonds have been withdrawn from the game. Again, it's going to be how the two players are able to bring in a little bit of energy into the game with Nations FC still charging and looking for space to shoot their ball. Think over player Brandon and Sapong. Again, you asking a lot of questions about whether Nations FC really want to survive the Premier League or they probably want a bit adjust to the Premier League.
It's about survival. If you're trying to win the league one season, it's quite bizarre to see that same side struggling.
Goalkeeper also gives the ball away. Well, there's going to be chaos or dramatic scenarios there in the game. Nations losing opportunities to get goals there, and everyone there's also gifting them the balls there to at least in attacking number 4 here. That is the caller really coming to perform his defensive duties in the game. And Frimpong Master trying to make sure the players are playing their part and that they win their matches as well. A shoot. Not the best of clearance yet. And still going to be 11 Wonders struggling to get themselves away from the defensive area.
Yeah, sloppy defending as always, 11 Wonders. You talk about how charitable Nations have been as well. We've spoken about the fact that they've not been so ruthless that if you don't get the ball cleared from that dangerous area, you definitely could get punished for it.
Big signals that Nations might also want to make a substitution. Again, it's the last 15 minutes of the game here at the Stadium Stadium. And 2 changes being made. The introduction of Ayete Ayikwe and the likes of Martin Akogo are being given a chance to play a part there for Nations FC as they get another corner kick.
Yeah, good move there, Abdullah shoot. So he loves racing down the right-hand side. Quite unstoppable sometimes when he's on his bike. And he's won quite a number of corners for Nations FC this afternoon. You know, with those runs.
Well, again, you're just withdrawing Brandon and Kisapong. And, you know, the likes of... and also having... Abdullah Mashoud also being withdrawn in the game as well. He's played his part there. He's been pretty much busy this afternoon in the game there, hasn't he?
He has. He's shown everything. You know, done so well. Covered so much distance and ground in this game. Well, they've struggled to deal with the space. And it was that last run from him that actually won them the corner kick they are about to effect.
Again, you have Brandon entry out, Abdullah Mashoud out, and Martin Akogo, and also have the likes of Ayite Ayikwe being given a chance to come in here. Corner kick taken, beautifully done. Akogo here for 11 Wonders. So it's 1-0 there for Nations FC.
I was expecting that foul, Felix. He was expecting it. None given. You have 2 Nations FC tailing him down to the corner flag.
Here comes Sampofu. He's going straight to the waiting arms of goalkeeper Hardy. And the recovery there for 11 Wonders really sloppy. And the balls are sent into the opposition half. They are not advancing in numbers to at least put some breaks there on the defensive line of Nations. As Mohamed Issa is being pushed down. And Shari, pretty much one of the most exciting players in midfield there for 11 Wonders. And Ayikwe is a culprit here, but nudging the player from behind.
Final unassuming. Issa, he loves to drive the ball forward, but sometimes due to lack of support, he ends up being frustrated and that's what he's showing now. Especially when you want to drive forward, you expect runs to be made. At least it gives you options, to pick up someone on the run. But we've not really seen that a number of times from Wonders, and it's where sometimes these midfielders get frustrated a bit. They have the quality if they want to string the passes, but in the second half, we've not seen them do that. They've rather resorted to the long balls from deep.
Here comes Ayukwe. And Hardy's been allowed to collect this ball as we approach the last 10 minutes of the game here at the Radio Stadium. Wonders conceding as early as the 4th minute. And again, to give the ball away. They've been gifting Nations FC lots of the cherries on a single place there, well decorated for them.
And that's why you ask, how clinical Nations FC have been this afternoon. They've not really been clinical. It ended up, receiving so many balls in the attacking third. Some due to sloppy passing or even on forced errors. I won this, but there's nothing really, made of it. And that's why the score still remains 1-0. It's a game where you think it could have been 3 or even 4 for Nations FC if they had been a bit more clinical.
Ayukwe. Mark Williams Boateng. And here comes Martin Akogo. Back to Mark Williams Boateng and retires the ball into the box. Another header comes out here from Ifat, similar to what he did score in the first half. But this time, not lucky.
Yeah, similar move. Again, it was a glancing header. It was a movement of Ifat. Again, eluding the defender. Not seeing him coming from the blind side of that defender. Again, and that was Miller.
Ayukwe in the box now. And they're just blasting the ball wide. The substitute. Again, 42% possession there for Wonders and 58 for Nations. Again, leading possession there, Nations FC, and they have a goal to show for it.
They are, but I don't think that the scoreline is a real, reflection of what we've seen this afternoon. Quite a number of chances falling Nations FC way. Again, it's all about decision making in the attacking third.
Tell you what, you take a look at the teams on the relegation zone. Young Apostles, Hull United, Level Wonders are the new entrants in the Premier League. And there you have another opportunity for Nations FC to get the second goal.
They keep fluffing the chances, and at this point, if you're from Portman, so you're hoping that you just don't give one chance away for Wonders to come back into the game. That was another lovely turn, hitting that one on the swivel. It's a good turn there. Had to show a bit of strength there. If look at that narrowed angle. Again, not precise to hit the back of the net.
Jumper force ball. The body of a Nations FC player. Well, talking about the relegation zone teams. Young Apostles, 16th. Hull United, surprisingly 17th, and 11 Wonders. Is there any respite there for Recum Chelsea, who sit 15th and 14th to draw Blacks?
They should, especially when they are playing at home, in front of the home crowd this weekend. And it's all about the points you pick up. A point away from home, 3 points at home. It builds the momentum, gives you, some breathing space. Also, it's always, suffocating down there, especially going into the game knowing that the moment you drop points, then you could fall further below. It becomes a problem for most of these teams, and it takes so much experience and courage, to just, wriggle your way out of trouble at that point. I talk about a new entrant, and yeah, it's really a problem for them.
Number 4. Well, a big surprise there for Hull United is the team. The very first time they have a Premier League side, and now they sit 17th, just relegation bound. Well, the best of news there for the young community. They used to have a football team in the Premier League. That's how young they are. In the Premier League, this is the first time they have a team. And now it doesn't really look good for them, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. They wouldn't want to lose that Premier League status by next season. It's all about what football does to the community. It's all about what the Ghana Premier League brings, to the community. It's always exciting whenever they play at home. The fans ride behind them. Last time a somewhat caught again, sandwiched between two players. Mark Williams, one of them. You talk about his foul winning ability, and it's really been impressive this afternoon. Anytime he's on the move, he's certain to win a foul.
They have a free kick. 11 Wonders once again. They have another opportunity where they talk about the fact that the very last time Nations FC got to the Sergio Stadium, they scored early, and they got a 90th minute equalizer against the home side, Sergio Blacks. And now they have to deal with it. And Sanon really making sure he organizes pretty well. A very low ball taken there by Farouk. And I just want to tell you something there, Josiah. So it's a point build-up between Dreams FC's 27 points, All Blacks 27 points, Precum Chelsea 27 points, Young Apostles 26 points, All United 24. Anything really can happen here?
It's tighter than you're thinking, Graham. It's so tight that you just need to take advantage of wherever you're playing, especially if you're playing at home. And that's how you calculate the point build-up, especially when you play at home. You know that you need to pick up all 3 points.
Well, it's got an opportunity, and Nations FC nearly got the equalizing goal there, but they still have a chance of possession back in. Sano point for the ball back. Well, they call for a penalty. Referee looks on. Hasn't said anything. It is Farouk trying to get the team back into the game, but that was very close there for Nations FC to have gotten 11 Wonders to have had the equalizing goal there, but they have the opportunity to go forward. Once again, ball sent to the left-hand side. A call goal can't just pick it up.
Yeah, it was just one move by the experienced Emmanuel Boateng, drifting to the left-hand side, one deadly cross into the box. But that was that penalty call again. We have the benefit of the replay there to see if that arm was in the natural position or not. But you can see Awula still protesting to the referee, thinking that should have been a penalty. We spoke about a moment in the game. Just one good moment, one quality moment can change everything. And that nearly happened there. Where's the call? Yeah, comes off the arm of Nzonle. We're very fortunate the referee didn't point to the spot.
Nearly never kills a bird, but they were nearly there. 11 Wonders. Confirmation of the scoreline here still remains 1-0 for Nations FC as we approach the end of the game. Tell you what, this will be the 6th defeat there for 11 Wonders in the Premier League, confirming their status as a team relegation bound. And they're still on advantage there with the introduction of the likes of Matthew Amponsa, who is really commenting. Nations FC now is combining effectively the likes of Farouk and Emmanuel Boateng as well.
He's added some bite up front for them. He's also making good use of the spaces left for him to operate. He loves to always be on the run. He loves to take on defenders.
Go. Yeah.
And still have another opportunity to go forward there, Farouk. And Farouk advertised another low ball. Goes wide.
Yeah, we saw a spectacular hit from him. In the second half, he had to force a full stretch save from Sanon. But the subsequent deliveries, from dead ball situations for Farouk hasn't really been that impressive. It's been far too easy for Sanon to deal with these balls now.
Still trying to go in there. And Simpson just got the ball away. Very interesting play there from these two teams.
Yeah, and it's Farouk there on the turf. And, despite the fact that he started at the right back position for Wonders, he's enjoyed, storming forward each and every time they're in attack.
Trying to make substitution. Ahmed's out for Alberto Fori. And into the 90th minute. And the situation here means that they're going to have Wonders. We have 4 minutes of other time. Again, trying to see how best they'll be able to come in here. Again, it's going to be Nations FC with Emmanuel Ano charging here. Emmanuel Ano. Again, it's been picked up. And Hardy. I do have a concern. The referee's being booed there by the fans. Just expressing their disappointment and frustration. She's trying to go in here, just in the other time. Well, they're still looking forward to getting something done. Here comes another opportunity there for Ifat to see if he can get a goal. Again, it's just trying to make sure that there's a lot of talk there from the Wonders officials, the match officials, and the card will have to come out here. And there will be a lot of a talking point here about the decision there with match officials, and of course the cards coming out. So the fans expressing their frustration. And there they go again. Nations. And Ano wasn't put through. Goalkeeper is off his line. A second goal on the way there for Nations. A second goal is coming. Emmanuel Ano finally registered a second goal for Nations FC. Cementing the win and cementing their place. Perhaps positioning on the Premier League log from 12 to 8. And again, clearly sending the signals there to Wonders. Their time on the journey for the Premier League season is almost over. And that's how he damaged the goalkeeper and found his way to get the ball planted at the back of the net there. And the 2-0 scoreline clearly is written there for Nations FC. A lot of drama happening on the bench there between Wonders officials and the match officials, and capitalizing on that momentum, or perhaps a moment of loss of concentration. And the goal scorer is already out there, and his place taken by Richard Danso. But he credit his performance at least with a goal here. And that is the story for Nations FC. Lots of debate, performance of the match officials and talking points about what really transpired on the bench there and how Wonders did not pay attention to the activities on the pitch there. Clearly they have to find a way to deal with the scenario. Another ball into the box and nearly got a third goal. Oh, they really having a Yikwe. You know, an indication that something would have to happen here. So the scoreline has been confirmed. 4 minutes. It's got to go there from Joseph Ifa, and now Emmanuel Ano sealing the point for Nations. Again, I'll be asking what really is happening to Wonders, whether the journey in the Premier League really has been toppled and there's nothing that can be done to keep them afloat. So for Nations, they're excited at least they would have been 8th on the Premier League log. And Wonders continue in their current scenario there. They lost 2-0 away to Karela, and now they are trailing by 2-0 against Nations FC. And so their 6th game in a row, they have failed to register a goal in their last 6 matches in the Premier League. Wonders 9 points so far in 24 games, and that means that they are relegated in the Premier League, at least for now. And so you're looking forward to seeing what really happens to Nations FC. Now they move up to 8th position from 12th. And that will be a very good sign there for the side in the Premier League. Nations up 31 points down. And they have won 8 games so far. They have drawn 7 and lost 9. 2 goals here means that Hamza Musa will be the man of the match there. Wonders player, very disappointed. The story is not changing anytime soon. 9 points out of 24 games. Not the best of performance from the Premier League entrance there. But it finished here at the Sergio Stadium. Wonders 0, Nations 2.
Ladies, we have tried it all. Staying still there and no softness at a wash. I think it's time to call Agent B29.
B29, B29, B29. Washing powder with a soft.
Ladies, it's time to experience the power of B29.
It's washing time. B29 has a softener. Pour and let soap and see. Foam, baby. No matter the water, B29 they work. Your white clothes will be whiter. Your color will be brighter. Soft now, woman, B29, B29, B29. Washing powder with a softener.
Mission accomplished.
B29 softens fabrics, easy iron, and leaves the clothes smelling fresh.
Nana, I couldn't sleep the whole of the night.
This is my promise.
Wow.
But Dana Krunkun.
I love that.
Police was Samoti and Khan and Tia and Sakana say, Yatis, your mom for so on me feel. Yes, sir, Munya be found here.
And Tung, what did you try to move?
We need holy insecticide spray.
Spray them away. Holy insecticides.
Be happy, we have finished them all.
Yes, spray on me. Over 15 minutes and send more random. Name one, what's your 1 years? When you quell,
it's here. When you quell, one team from a mobile.
Holy multi-purpose spray and coil, and Tontum Police. This advert is FDA approved.
Ago! We oba, uwo how uwo fichi komu ana. Wote yaw uwo fichi komu ana. Enye, name kamfo tinatet if Tom Ford edi amawo. Afenso sa upesi wa hifyo wa ye kama misanso kamfo tinatet venike mixture edi amawo. Ebebwa amu wa hifyo numu eye fefefe. Pesa osuti bafoma. Di uhia eye tinatet slimming capsules. Ebebwa ama oswati na afenso amawenya tibia fufro amawuni peduan. Wupe endui bi atwa. Ubinye bi ewo tinatet herbal center. Ana pharmacy shops any herbal center bia ebewo. Wupe no dudonsu etua ko tinatet herbal center. Ewo okanshi drug lane. Ana fre 0205 180012. Sheno so say edui apemfo abatan oma enkwadanufo eni nkwada wundi ifidu yenu entumi emfa edui bi FDA ati edwedi nkatwe atum.
Auntie Julie. Casca. Mami jollof and no chicken 50 Ghana cedis. Okay. Afe so, mami amoni ugo stew ne so 80 Ghana cedis. Afe woni bibi, mami one pesi any beef stew no so 80 Ghana cedis.
And no ye 80. Okay.
Na mami banku ne nkuma ni nyina mami nye bebre na ni nyina enye 70 Ghana cedis. Afe so,
madam aden edanu nko na wo to ana
ediane no eye dedodo taste no eye deep a secret filler be
secret filler no eye Aljoda seasoning powder. Aljoda seasoning powder ever flavors baby. Goat flavor wa hot,
Beef flavor, spaghetti flavor, Aljoda spices.
Aljoda seasoning powder. Tasting no eye deep.
FDA ajibjedi katwe atum.
Looking for a fast and stress-free shopping? Shop now on maxbuy.com and get free delivery and free installation. Order your phones and appliance today. Order today and get same-day delivery straight to your doorstep. Maxbuy. Convenience at its best.
All right, thank you very much. We're back, and many thanks for sticking and staying with us. And after a 2-0 advantage for Nations FC, at least for the better part of today and tomorrow, they better their lot in terms of positioning on the league table, which should be good enough for them. We expected the goals to come, but one in each half for Nations, pretty good after the initial explanation that was given to us. At least they warmed themselves in the first 45. They managed to get a goal in the second 45. 2-0 to the good, which should be good enough. And I can't say the same for their opponents who are going down the drain. Blackgate.
Absolute brilliant game by Nations. You just need to do the job. And the business is you have to win. They started the day on the 12th position. I think if you look at the league table, currently they are 9th position. So it tells you a lot about what this win means to them. In the first half, Joseph Efa broke the deadlock. In the second half, deep into stoppage time, Emmanuel Ano rounded the goalkeeper and finished it off to give them a two-goal win. So I think this afternoon, the positives is that they've won their game and they further cushion their position on the league table from 12th to 9th position. So I think it's been a good exercise for them. For the other side, 11 Wonders, it doesn't look good. It looks like this is the final nail in their coffin. They are going down to the second division, and they'll have to start thinking about the first division. They will have to start thinking about where do they go from here, the recruitment, the team, the management. How do they get the club back to the elite division of Ghana football? But because I think for now, it's just a mere formality that they have to play the rest of the matches. They can't be able to come out of this.
All right, well, we'll be expecting to hear the reaction from the technical benches at the end of the match. But before we do that, Nanedu, was it what you expected?
Yeah, I was expecting Nation to score more goals. But, I understand the explanation the assistant coach gave us during the halftime that they didn't get a proper warm-up before the start of the game. So
which is nobody's fault, but their own fault.
It affected the flow of the Nations FC team, because I was expecting the team to score more than 2 goals in the game. But the most important thing is the 3 points. They have it.
Yeah.
Now they will move from the 29 points to somewhere around 32 points. That will be okay for them, at least for now.
They actually have 31 points now.
31 points, from 28 to 31 points. That will be quite okay. They will move from the last part of the table to the first part of the table. That will be okay for them, at least for now.
At least for now.
For until the rest of the teams play after this particular weekend. So a good result for Nations FC. My player, Emmanuel Ano, at least was able to get his goal in the game in the second half. One of the players that I was counting on to get a goal in this particular game. So I'm happy for Frimpong. So one of the difficult jobs that he has taken, because things were not going on well for Kasim Okansemengo. He came in as the Premier League winning coach. He needs to bring that experience to their side. He didn't get enough signings for the second round, but he's trying to manage the players who are around to make sure Nations FC survive in the Premier League, so that they will look at what will happen the following season. So I would say a good win for Nations FC against 11 Wonders.
Good win for Nations FC. I'm sure the technical bench would also be quite happy with their turnout regarding the circumstances, and that was an expertly taken goal in the first half. Very early in the game, cross came from the right-hand side, met it with a point-blank header. Goalkeeper was completely beaten to it there. But again, that kind of impression they gave, especially in the first half, they continued in the second half. But for 11 Wonders, and at this stage, it looked as if they were ball watching. Like Blackgate rightly said, they didn't close in early on the striker. And then Emmanuel Anodo, he knows how to do this and do this well. He scored many goals many a time for Bechem United. And so carefully kept his composure, rounded off the goalkeeper, and all that was left for him to do was to pick his spot, getting the second goal of the game, which should be good enough for them. But of course, with this one done and dusted, it means that all eyes will be on the fixtures coming up on Sunday. And quite apart from those fixtures, we'll also be taking a look at how we gather momentum to close in on a season of ups and downs. And every team will tell you that it's not been the best of seasons, but at least they managed to keep their heads up, and Ano has showed clearly that what he knows how to do and do best, he still got goal scoring at his boot tips, not fingertips. And so anytime he puts on the jersey, he's expected to score. And no wonder he's leading the pack in terms of goal scoring when it comes to the team Nations Football Club. But like I said, with this one done and dusted, it means Nations can rest their oars for match day 25, but they can also relax and take a look at how matches on Sunday will go like. And some key and interesting matches are coming up on Sunday, which could also turn the tide in terms of positioning on the league table. Don't forget that some of the teams are just separated by a point. Some of them are at par. And so one slip you drop, one win you climb. That seems to be the cliche now for the Ghana Premier League as the teams go rising and rising. But Sunday again, different stories, different full-time results will also show us different scenarios on the league table as to which team is going where, who is going up, who is going down, who is maintaining their position. We'll be taking a look at the league table before we say a final goodbye, at least with that one change that Nations have incurred, but at least the fixtures for Sunday will also tell a clear difference. Let's go back to the Swedru Sports Stadium and listen to the coaches and what they had to say at the end of the match.
At pitchside by the head coach of Nations FC in the person of Frimpong. So, Coach, congratulations. Yeah. But how do you feel now after picking up your very first away win of the season?
No, it's very important. Since the start of the league, we haven't won away. This happens to be our first away game. And looking at the timing, I think it's very important, and we are happy for that.
You were the best one of the best performing away teams last season. What accounted for the drop in quality, and how do you see this win to lift you, trying to drift away from relegation?
No, if you look at the way we started, you could see along the line we lost so many players, so we need to build, especially the midfield, a new midfield, and also there were new players also coming in. So yes, it has taken us some time, but I think now we are getting to get things in order.
There were quite a number of issues, with regards to your preparation for this game. Limited, time to even prepare and warm up. But what do you make of the first half of this game and how you were able to slot in and adjust to the conditions?
No, it was. I don't know. We told them to take their time because we did not get time to warm up. If you don't take time, you might get injuries. So yes, you could see the first 15, 20 minutes, we were lucky at that time to get a goal. So that gave us some comfort to build on that. So yes, it was very good to get to be able to, when we got the first goal. Yeah, because we had our car broke down. And you saw the time we came in here, yeah. It was warm up was over. So we have to come in just like that. So the boys who could see fatigue set in somewhere almost. So for me, I think it was a good result.
But talk to me about one of your best performing players today, Emmanuel Ano. He was on 7 goals. In the reverse fixture, he scored 3 times a hat-trick. He went home with a match ball. Today, he scored again. How crucial is that goal after ending that drought of close to 5 games?
You could see we were leaning on a single goal, and a single goal, if you are not lucky, it can you might even make a mistake, and then just like our last home game, we were leading 1-0, and then we conceded 1. So the second goal made us very comfortable, but then we knew we had won the game.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
And wishing you a safe trip back to Abrankese. So that's the head coach of our Nations FC, Frimpong Manso. He is just, okay with the performance they put up today to pick up their very first away win of the season. 2-0 Nations FC won in this particular game at the Straight Road Stadium. It was Joseph Ifa who scored in the 4th minute, and then also right before full time, it was Emmanuel Ano with his 8th goal of the season. His 8th goal of the season. And 4 of the 8 goals he scored this season have come against 11 Wonders. And now joining me is the head coach of the losing team today, 11 Wonders, Emmanuel Edu. Coach, how frustrating is it for you? 18 defeats so far this season, and what do you make of this particular one?
It has always been like that sometimes. You saw the game yourself. Sometimes the frustration from different direction. I don't want to mention. I don't want to be a victim of. You understand me? It's just unbearable. You see, you do over whatever you have to do. And then the results will come from somewhere. I don't know. You saw it. You saw the game, right?
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay,
but that's your salvation.
Okay. But you see, it's just unfortunate. But we're not going to give up. Like I told you from the beginning, it's a competition that we are in, and we will need to be a competitor to the end of it. So we will not give it up. Yeah.
You spoke about the fact that motivation is not there. It's really affecting the performance of these players. But you look at the game you played, conceding very, very early into the game. You think that destabilized you a bit?
I did not say motivation from our end. You saw the grounds weren't conducive for us to win the game because some people, keep on pulling the strings. You saw it. Except that you don't want to understand or you don't want to accept what I'm saying.
Should you have won a penalty?
Okay, now you are telling me, isn't it?
I'm asking, should you have won a penalty?
Yes, of course.
You think you should?
Yeah, we should. Yeah. But he knows better, so we just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Thank you very much, and commiserations. That's the head coach of 11 Wonders, Emmanuel Adu, his side lost today 2-0 to Nations FC. And it doesn't really look good for them because after 24 games, they've lost so many games now. This is actually the 18th time, or 19th time actually, they are losing in the league, which is more than any other side. I'm now here with the man of the match. Man of the match, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
But who gave me the saying?
Game is hard. Near preparances and eba. Preparances and eba. Pa the coach just saying, no one but unfortunately no. No one anko yama.
Now, then a ham will game him. Then a ham will game him because me who preparations no more warm up BBR was spot on. Then a ham.
Near man kitting kitty. Anna Muslim photos who so near fasting. I fasting so now. Fasting so say no dey untimi ne opponent ne nyepe so me minimum side ne dey buy fasting so met my fasting so count
na o hwe bibia mo dey a ugidi say ya relegate mo na say mo bekoso akomani
oh ya me ngin this ade game ne dey nyanwie dey intimi decide
say then as a player and I watch man of the match performance good then I'll share what say one year I bet me about team am relegation
the yan say be focus na the coach be kano ya tie eno ano tie ba match bia ya make sure say ya ba be fa 3 points no nya say ya ba be lose.
Okay, Medasi, congratulations once again.
Well, at least there's some compensation there for 11 Wonders, their player picking up the most valuable player. But at least you heard from the coaches and they've spoken their minds. It tells the story. It's a very pathetic one for 11 Wonders, but whether we like it or not, they are gradually coming to the end of their surgeon in the Ghana Premier League and will be saying goodbye to the rest of us. I'm sure other players in the team will definitely be moving on to greener pastures, as it were. So today is done and dusted. Let's wait for what will happen on Sunday, and do join us on Sunday as we will be taking you to the Baba Yara Stadium, where Kumasi Asante Kotoko have a date with Vision FC. Swedru All Blacks will be at their home grounds, which is the Swedru Sports Stadium. They will be welcoming Mediama Sporting Club, whilst Dreams FC, Tuba is their base. They also play against Adriana Football Club. Baseke Holy Stars will be at home against Heart of Lions. Samatex 1996 will travel to Hohoi to take on Hohoi United, beg your pardon. Young Apostles also travel to Brecum to take on Brecum Chelsea. That game will be played at the Golden City Park. Then at the Duns Park, it will be the big one. BBNE Gold Stars taking on Accra Hearts of Oak, while Bichim United will stay at home to take on Karela United. Gentlemen, quickly before we go, let's try and take a sneak preview into Sunday's game, if we can keep the fixtures on the screen for just about a second. I'll start from the bottom. Bichim United, Karela United. Blackgate, take that one.
Well, you look at Bichim United, they came in their last game at the Tema Stadium. They lost to Vision by 3-2.
Yep.
Augustine Okra, Evergreen Augustine Okra was at the heart of everything they did. He came out with a brace. So basically, they just have to go back home and try to...
He'll be the top scorer this season in the Ghana team.
You just need to go back home and try to pick the pieces and bounce back to winning ways against Karela, who themselves have punched above their weight this season in the Ghana Premier League.
Okay.
Last season, they survived on the last day of the season, but this season, they are playing themselves away from trouble.
All right. Brecum Chelsea return to base. Young Apostles will be their guests. Nanedu.
Straight win for Brecum Chelsea.
Wow.
Difficult game for Young Apostles. Young Apostles, I accept them to be the third team to be relegated in the Ghana Premier League.
Young Apostles?
My calculation and my permutation on the league log. Out of the 3 teams, I tip Young Apostles to be the third team to be relegated on the Premier League.
So they came and they have to go back to where they came from. Yes, okay. What about Hohoi United and FC Samatex 1996?
Tough game at the Hohoi Community Sports Stadium, but Hohoi themselves are beginning to pick some mojo. In their last 2 games, they beat Nations FC by 2-1 at the Hohoi Sports Stadium. Went to Doma, of all places, to grind out a 0-0 storming. So it tells you that they are hanging in there. From now onwards to the end of the season, every home game is a direct win for them. They have to try to win this game. But in Samatex, tough games, 7 games in the Ghana Premier League, they've conceded only 1 goal. And it tells you that that is a stubborn, tough team to deal with. But I expect Hohoi United to just nick this at the end of the day.
Staying in the Premier League depends on this game.
Really?
If Hoho United don't pick the 3 points, they will join probably Young Apostle and 11 Wonders to relegation. Because all right, it's between them and Suedo Blast. One of them will join Young Apostle and 11 Wonders to relegation. It's between Hoho and Suedo Blast. One of them will join.
It's always interesting when you are listening to Nanedu. I don't know where he gets his dreams from anyway. Baseke Holy Stars, Heart of Lions. Who's taking that one? Nanedu take that one.
Straight win for Baseke Holy Stars.
Okay. Dreams FC will be at home. Adriana is visiting.
Adriana will do everything possible, but it's a win for Dreams FC.
Dreams should be winning that one.
Dreams should be winning
because
that
of their position on the league. It will be tough, but
right.
too bad they should stand the
Swedru All Blacks welcome Mediama Sporting Club, the league leaders.
90 minutes draw.
90 minutes draw. Okay.
Correct score 1-0. Swedru All Blacks.
Asante Kotoko Vision FC.
Tough one, but the Porcupine Warriors should be winning this one at least to compensate their fans for losing their last home game against Accra Hearts of Oak.
Okay. And then finally, the Dance Park.
The big
what
one.
happens?
Gold Stars never beaten Accra Hearts of Oak at the Dance Park.
Yep.
Hearts of Oak, the best performing away team in the Ghana Premier League. They are the tightest defensive unit in the Ghana Premier League. 18 clean sheets in 23 Ghana Premier League games.
That's true.
Didi Dramani and his team would love to go back to the Gold Stars arena and try to frustrate them yet again. Tough game, the biggest game so far on Sunday on the menu. Okay. But at the end of the day, Accra Hearts of Oak away win or draw.
Nanedu.
The best home team versus the best away performing team in the Ghana Premier League. The Daily Gold Stars has gotten more points at home than any other team in the Premier League.
Yes.
House of Folk has gotten more away points than any other team in the Premier League. Super game. That is why I agree with.
So it will be a draw.
That is the biggest game this particular weekend. That is why I'm disappointed in those in charge of the coverage that particular game is not live on TV. Personally, I'm disappointed. That particular game is not live on TV. Okay. That game should have been live on TV for Ghanaians to watch.
So after 90 minutes,
even much more than today's game.
So after 90 minutes,
a full-time draw.
A full-time draw.
In that particular game.
Viewers, thank you very much for keeping tabs with us. We'll be back again on Sunday to take a look at how Kumasi Asante Kotoko deal with Vision FC. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, Blackgate and Nanedu. And also thank you to you out there for making time for us. Until we see you on Sunday, we say bye-bye for now.